Good afternoon. Today is March 17, 2018. I am surrounded at UNNO News Network with Sonada-san, Tochokura-san, Kimoto-san, UNNO-san, and Tagai-san from Vietnam. Today we are discussing new technology, but with a significant risk that we're willing to accept, Kimoto-san is going to ask a question. When he did this last week, we spent the entire time talking about the question. So let's see what question he has for us today.
Okay.
How about microphones?
It's working.
Okay. Hello, Edo-san. Today I would like to give you one question about Netherlands.
Right.
Please remember 2011 and 11th March. That was a very big earthquake in East Japan.
Right.
That occasion, many embassy in Tokyo.
Right.
Staff gone to Osaka and Kyoto.
Right.
They escaped to Tokyo. But there's a Dutch embassy. They stayed in Tokyo. That occasion. What kind of philosophy do they keep the stay in Tokyo?
Right. Okay. That's a very good question. So this was when the term flyjin was invented. I think you have gaijin and flyjin.
Yeah.
And, the French were already in Osaka before the earthquake happened. I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of typical. It's,
Yes.
I think that what is the philosophy for the Dutch to stay in Tokyo? I also stayed in Tokyo. The reason was that actually only the foreigners were flying the country. I think that if you are a guest somewhere, you're being hosted in good times. We have an expression in Dutch. It says "door dik en dun." Door dik en dun means in good times and in bad times. So if you're going to be somewhere, and we have been here for 400 years, through good times and through bad times, I don't think it's in our nature to say, okay, the time get rough, so we get out. We are not here only for the good times. We are here as partners. So not necessarily. So basically, I don't think it even came up. Well, of course, it has been discussed. What are the risks, etc. But everybody else was here. Very few people were actually moving out of Tokyo if they were Japanese. And given the news as it was, we were not under direct threat. So. I believe that the Dutch have been here longer, and I think I believe that we are committed to the relationship with Japan, and therefore we didn't go. I think that was the reason. I think
Netherlands also has a big disaster in their country.
In 1953, right? I think, 1953? Yeah. In February 1st, 1953, it was in Zealand. My mother was living in Zealand then.
Wow.
But she was not, and nor was her family. It was hit by this, but it was a giant flood. Many people died, and it was the start of the big irrigation infrastructure, the dikes and the complete infrastructure that would protect the delta country in the Netherlands. So it led to big innovation and a huge improvement of our infrastructural works, which probably also contributed to our economic well-being and rebuilding the nation. I mean, it was only 8 years after World War II, so we were still in the reconstruction phase, and that was the start of a plan. So perhaps that was part of the solidarity, but I think in general, Dutch people are less tied to their own soil than many other countries. I think there is for example, comparing to France, people are more connected to their home country, to La France as the mother nation, and having a kind of like a very perspective, an outward-looking perspective, but from your own base, where being a trading nation, you go where the opportunities are. Netherlands is a small country. I think there are quite many of us that are not really tied to their own country. We don't really crave to eat our own food when we're overseas. We don't really crave to be surrounded by Dutch people when we're overseas. I think it's more, has become part of our DNA of centuries and centuries and centuries being overseas. Maybe that explains it. Maybe that explains it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
All right.
Finished?
Finished. Okay.
Main dish.
Okay, so actually, let's move to the presentation. Actually, this is part of a presentation that we started last Monday. Last months, actually, almost half a year, we have been looking at globalization and the future of Japan, and we have been talking about demographic developments in Japan and the way forward. How can we globalize? So part of the positive outlook for Japan, so basically we can keep our incomes stable, is based on the belief that technology will bring us a huge increase in productivity, and therefore Japan doesn't have to worry too much about the future because technology will bring it. But technology is very untransparent. We can see already the beginning of a new industrial revolution, but what benefits will it actually bring us? How capable are we of redistributing the benefit of this new technology to benefit the entire society? And what will it mean for the relationships of the individual with the state, for the state with the international community? It will have a huge impact. So basically, from the perspective of the technological development, in this series we're going to see, okay, what is this new technology? What will be its impact? And what will be the impact of that technology on society as a whole? We started off lightly to look at a few of these developments of the technology that seems to become important. I want to really emphasize that these are the things that we already see coming, but there is always, throughout history, there is a lot of technology that we maybe did not see coming. Like, for example, the first airplane was something that was already widely publicized before it even existed. So that was technology that we already saw coming. The same as we see IoT, electric vehicles, the driverless vehicles, we can see that coming. But there's a lot of technology that was very fundamental and groundbreaking we didn't see coming. The X-rays and the technologies like that comes to mind. So this is the technology that we can already see coming, but there might be technology that we haven't foreseen and that might have a big impact on our society in the near future. We looked at the autonomous vehicle and we discussed, okay, what is the impact of the autonomous vehicle on the way that we are not only we're getting from A to B, but also the way that society is going to deal with cars and mobility. One of the discussions that we had was that basically it will not only mean that we can use vehicles in a much safer way, but it also means that with the sharing economy, tied to the sharing economy, it will probably change the way that we look at car ownership. And basically, it is very likely that the autonomous vehicle will make car ownership less and less obvious, and cars will be there as a service. Basically, if you go from A to B, for example, within Tokyo, there will be small cars going around Tokyo that you can probably call up in your app, just like Uber now, but then without a driver. Then you define where you want to go, and with how many people you want to be there, and then the most suitable car will come to your place. But if you, for example, want to go from here to Nagano, a different kind of car will be arranged for you. So there will be different kinds of cars, probably electric, probably without drivers, and much fewer people will own cars. So this will have a big impact on the car industry. This will have a big impact on drivers. It will not only be cars; it will also be trucks. For example, truck drivers will be might be looking for a job pretty soon, because if we can do it with cars, why can't we do it with trucks? And the technology enables us. If you look at driverless vehicles, IoT, we can basically move almost anything, control any object almost anywhere once we are fully connected. And of course, yes, the environmental impacts will be enormous. If we can reduce the number of cars on the street, if we can with fewer cars, with less exhaust fumes, that will have a big impact. We also need to take the short-term thing into consideration, because it will make a lot of cars obsolete, maybe sooner than we expect right now. The cars that are being produced right now might reach the end of their economic life much earlier than we anticipate right now. What are we going to do with all that waste? And of course, so going from a ownership model to a shared economy model. Genetic manipulation, we talked about that rather in depth, and what we saw was that there is so much potential for genetically manipulated food. We can basically make crops more resistant. We can give them more nutrition. We are expected to grow within the next few decades, and we need to feed those people. We need to feed those people not only here, but also in more remote areas and under more harsh circumstances. So crops that are more resistant to droughts, for example, that give specific nutritions that are lacking in certain parts of the world, could actually have a big impact on the health situations worldwide. So genetic manipulation will it's seen in a rather negative light, but the opportunities are there. Where will it go? Will it become all under patents, or will it be open sourced? That is one of the questions, and we see more and more of these developments that are becoming open source. So less in the hands of the pharmaceutical companies, and more open source, so they can be used everywhere around the world and benefit the people as a whole. Virtual reality. Okay, so this video we haven't seen. One of the other developments, virtual reality. This is Microsoft. This is already not so new anymore.
Minecraft?
It's not Minecraft.
Not Minecraft. Second Life?
So, hey. Sorry, let me see what's happening with my sound. No. Can I do that? want to go here. All these. There's too many screens on top of each other. Oh, come on.
下の名前なんつったっ
すすめです。
け？
すすめ。
名前出てこない。進むってどういう字か。
あれです。秦、中国の秦の秦です。
これだ。
島中断するとこね。
そっちの中達の。
Technology is all around us. We use it in every aspect of our lives. It enables us to do amazing things. But what if we could go further? What if we could go beyond the screen? Where your digital world is blended with your real world. Now we can. This is the world with holograms. What will they enable us to do? New ways to visualize our work.
I have an idea for the fuel tank.
New ways to share ideas with each other.
How do they start yours?
You just put the images in OneDrive.
Perfect.
More immersive ways to play. New ways to teach and learn.
So put the new trap into place of the old one.
That one.
And tighten here and here.
New ways to collaborate and explore the places we've never been.
Look at this formation. Let's take a closer look.
And new ways to create the things we imagine. Because when you change the way you see the world, you can change the world you see. This is Microsoft HoloLens.
So it's Microsoft. Sometimes they make pretty cool stuff. So this is also what technology can give us. We've gone a long way from a black terminal screen to Windows to things becoming more and more intuitive, and it's extending more and more into our 3D world. And this will make it much easier, much more based on creativity instead of like a hard technological knowledge. Basically, it will enable people to engage with technology and be more creative and less focusing on whatever is behind the scenes. So this is becoming more and more of a reality. It allows for collaboration. It allows for direct interaction. We have augmented reality, for example, that is where Japan is actually taking a leading role, together with the Netherlands, by the way. And this will actually bring technology much closer to the people, make it much more accessible for us to engage in. So it will make us supplement the real world and actually change the real world, as they said in the video. Okay, so if you can augmentedly change it, then you can actually change the designs that will ultimately create the stuff around us. We will have a video about 3D printing later, but you can easily imagine, for example, the example with the fuel tank. And then, let's see it outside of our reality world, and let's print it and put it on the motorcycle and see how it actually looks. So that whole like the design and physical becomes much more integrated, and will create huge opportunities for people to dramatically increase their creativity and productivity, bringing ideas from ideas to reality. And of course, it will also have an impact on the way that we consume our data, that we are watching videos, that we are doing all that things that we play, and all those elements. But I think in terms of productivity, especially the fact that we need to be less and less tech savvy and more follow our feelings and focus on the things that we're good at, instead of like first learning how to use the technology, because that is actually just a limitation on using it. Okay. AI. DeepMind AI is a Google project. Very impressive.
DeepMind, the special keyword. DeepMind. Idiom.
DeepMind. So there was Deep Thought. Deep Thought. I believe it was the computer who beat Garry Kasparov. Karpov. The first time a computer beat the world champion in chess. That computer was very strong. The world was surprised. This will make you much more surprised.
Oh, it's very short. Oh, I know this.
I showed it on.
You show me, huh?
This is on Facebook. I put it in this team stream by.
Oh, yeah. I watch this.
It taught itself, ne? So virtual sensors, not real sensors.
What does that movement of the arm means?
Balance.
So that models have a physical model inside.
Basically, yes. It learns. So it describes the physical models, and then it shows it interaction, and then it says it go from A to B, and then it fails, and it fails, and it fails, and it fails again. But then finally, it starts to learn and adjust its algorithms. AI is all not about creating algorithms to specify how it works, but basically it describes the object itself, it describes the goal, and then it actually, AI calculates itself, creates the algorithms that makes it possible to go to reach the other side of the.
For AI, it's very important for the learning data.
Right.
Learning data.
Right.
But there was a Batman. If there is an insert noisy learning data.
Right.
Learning machine will learn the but.
Right. Uru-san was talking about this. I think maybe 2 years ago. There is a line character, a girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
Linda.
Yeah.
Linda.
And Microsoft has a that project for Microsoft opens a learning machine,
Right.
and but one bad guy teaches him the nudge information,
Right.
and that AI learned nudge is very good.
Yeah, more than 20 years
Yeah.
ago, we had a linear type software programs. We
Right.
called artificial ridiculous. 人工無能 that was a very, very simple program, and it has the template inside, and it could only reply in a very simple question.
Right.
Still, we could enjoy the kind of interaction, conversation.
I will show you because actually there is another one that I saw.
Linda どっか行っちゃったんいなくなっちゃった。そう最近性格がおかしいんだよ。すねてつまらない。昔よくだった。
だんだん学習してきて、
悪いやつは
Dear
いろいろ
fellow scholars, this is
Oh, no,
to
this is
Sabers with
not.
Garage
No,
organization.
this is not.
After defeating pretty much every highly ranked professional player in the game of Go, Google DeepMind now ventured into the realm of chess. They recently
Not this one. DeepMind. Maybe you don't know how to play. Go is a game that is much more complex.
Yes.
Google has created artificial intelligence that has seemingly mastered the game Go 10 years earlier than predicted. Sure, computers have mastered games many times before: chess, checkers, Monopoly, and even Clue. These games, however, are based on brute force search, basically a quick analysis of all options. The ancient Chinese game of Go isn't so simplistic, however. Go is played on a grid of 19 horizontal by 19 vertical lines. The players place white or black stones along these lines to try to surround their opponent's pieces. Once a stone is placed, it can't be moved, and surrounding an opponent's piece captures their stone. This game leaves open millions of possible outcomes. Programming a computer to understand nearly infinite possibilities has proven challenging. In order to create AlphaGo, scientists narrowed the options using neural networks. AlphaGo uses two of these neural networks, a policy network and a value network. The policy network lets the computer consider a handful of promising moves, while the value network narrows the search depth, so the computer is only thinking about 20 moves ahead instead of hundreds. Essentially, it's a more human way of thinking. This sort of ability to one-up humans at a game requiring a lot of intuition and true skill shows we're getting closer to human-like AI faster than we ever imagined.
So basically, the idea here is that the way we used to do computing was basically.
Are you and Quentin Tarantino best friends forever?
So the idea was that basically you can teach somebody a computer to play chess, but that is a very crude algorithm. The way that they do it right now is that just like the character that we saw, you explain basically you set the behavior of the object. So the object here is Go, for example. That you program the rules of the game Go. But you don't give it any skills. The only thing that you do is that, okay, so you define the game Go, you define what wins the game of Go, but then how do you add skills to it? So you feed it data, just like Kimoto-san said. So the data that it's fed is games of Go, and then you feed those games into the system, and then after you fed it, you let it play itself and see how it can improve itself. They did this with chess, artificial intelligence. After 4 hours playing itself, the deep mind beat the strongest chess computer out there. Just after 4 hours of learning. So this AI learning has a huge potential to actually learn very quickly. But as Kimura-san rightfully says, it also has a big danger, data pollution. But if you imagine, like if you teach a human to play chess for 4 hours, I mean, it will basically know how to cover the basics. But
by the way, AlphaGo, which one is stronger?
AlphaGo, is that not a supercomputer? So, but this is just an algorithm. This is software.
Yeah,
this
which
is
one
comparing
is,
software with hardware.
No, which one is stronger? Human being or supercomputer?
Supercomputers. So the basically the game of Go was won by DeepMind. That means that this is one of the most complicated games out there, Go, and DeepMind won it.
How about Shogi?
Shogi, I don't know if it learned how to play Shogi, but I wouldn't be surprised it would beat it, because if you can beat a human at Go, then you can definitely beat it at Shogi. I mean, chess computers have been able to beat the world champion already for decades. So Shogi and chess are not that different in that respect. But I didn't do any. Yeah, it was super good, and then so Karpov was beaten by a computer, and then the Kasparov computer came out. So he said, okay, if you can beat them, join them.
40 years ago, about 40 years ago, Shogi champion, Oyama, widely knowledge, strongest player.
Right.
He said, we cannot win.
Right.
We'll be able to. Will not be able to win.
Well, so basically, what has happened so far is that computers, very strong, very fast computers, have been built, and they just have brute calculation power. So they added brute calculation power against these computers, but they've changed the way that they do it, because basically you just follow the calculation power and you follow them rigorously, but it lacks the creativity that humans have. Right. So what is so new about AI is that actually it's not, there are no set rules. Basically it just observes, learns, and then plays itself to actually go one leg up against the things that the program has learned from the games before, and that is a very difficult task to keep up with. Very difficult task to keep up with. So
today, professional strongest shogi player win 30 20 or 30% win average. By computer. Computer defeat professional strongest player.
70-80%. Wow.
How about probably?
Right. Right. So that just means that the computer is ahead of us.
So software, strongest software name is Bonanza.
Bonanza.
Or Bonanza's chip.
Right. So what kind of program is it? Is it AI or is it a more a classical way to play shogi? Is it always calculating like the almost infinite possibilities and decided on based on probability, or is it adjusting its game according to a more creative way? So like they said here, basically it's just based on its experience, it's only considering 20 moves instead of thousands of moves. Do you know how Bonanza works?
No.
Well, I would be very curious to know whether DeepMind ever played shogi. Let's have a look and see if they did. Shogi.
Okay.
Bonanza or Bonanza.
These are actual games.
Not a deep mind.
But I was wondering whether this DeepMind also played shogi. Oh, this is chess. Goal was 60-40 for. After 4 hours of training, it took on the current world champion chess playing program Stockfish. 8 out of 100 games, it won 28 and drew the remaining 72. Well, that's interesting. So it never lost, basically. Annoying. Well, this is too much advertising. Okay, forget about it. So shogi and stockfish, né? Oh, shogi versus Bonanza.
Bonanza or Bonanza? This is the strongest program.
Oh, Bonanza shogi engine.
Watanabe is strongest one.
Well, I want to see that. We're taking a look at one of the most historic games in shogi Bonanza versus Duo Watanabe. And this was the first official game where Shogi Eiji played against a professional player. Now, this game took place on March 24th, 2007, as an exhibition game.
2007.
Officially by the Japan Shogi Association. And at the time,
Watanabe won.
Ah, okay.
I always said that he's almost equal to top level of amateur players. So,
Huh.
yeah, it's gonna be a very.
So it was not AI. For sure.
How about now? Now.
Now. Now. Yep. Bonanza former version.
Right.
Recently, Sato is Shogi Meiji. He is Meiji. Champion of one of the champion of the Shogi.
There are a lot of games here. But if we look at this, I mean, it's not only about shogi or chess or go. I think that what is very interesting is that now, if we feed the right data and if we give them the right objectives, then these computer programs that are like deep minds can actually very effectively, because it is a multi-purpose software. It's not only you can have this virtual character running around and around the tracks, but it also, the same program is capable of learning how to play chess. The same program is capable of how to play Go. The same program will probably be able to analyze like MRI scans and detect cancers much faster and maybe more effective than doctors can in the near future. So that if we can feed the right data into programs like that, they're incredibly powerful, and also in detecting patterns much faster than people can. But this has a huge potential in for example, fighting diseases, and also helping, for example, like driving, unmanned driving, and things like that. So AI has a big potential, but it is also scary, like you said, because I mean, it can be used against you if you feed it the wrong data. Then
why they don't have new video like several years ago? Why this year, last year?
I don't know. Maybe Bonanza is not the.
Oh, really? 9 months ago. What happened?
It's 2007.
No, that one.
Which one?
This one. 9 months ago.
9 months ago. That's 47 minutes. I think it's a game.
Just show the end. 45 minutes. Yeah. No king. No king. Where's the king? Oh, here. Which one? Move Takashi out. Yeah, cannot see the counterpart king. Yeah.
Yes.
This one is more difficult than chess. You know, they have within hand they have a lot of soldiers.
Really?
Yeah, just you can left side, left circle. Many soldiers, general.
It looks a lot like chess though.
Player cannot use the take. We use the
You won.
Which one won? You won. Which one?
She
She?
won.
Still, human being is stronger than computer, right?
I don't think so. If you can win, if you can win Go, you can win shogi.
Strongest system is stronger than human.
Shogi is more difficult than
Go?
Yeah. Shogi is you just we can revive the general soldiers again, so they can use many times. It's very difficult to win.
Chess. This is only maybe it didn't play shogi yet. So it plays chess, but maybe it doesn't play shogi yet. Maybe it wasn't fed in yet.
Chess, you can use the pawn and queen.
Yeah. Okay. So you can promote when you reach the your pawn to the other side. You can bring back a queen into the game, but
You use it.
yeah, sure. But it's only if you bring a pawn to the other side. It doesn't happen that.
In the case of shogi, we can reuse every we say comma.
So we in chess too, but you can choose whatever you want to bring back, and in most cases people choose to bring back a queen or add another queen because that will make it because it's the strongest piece on the board. So it's
Just so that Japanese 4 minutes one. This is very, this one very strong. He said. This very recent. 4 months.
ライブです。よろしくお願いいたします。アルファゴっていう Google が開発した囲碁の AI が人類最強レベルの人に解消したっていうニュースがついこの間やってましたね。将棋に比べて囲碁ってコンピューターにとってものすごく複雑らしいので、まだまだ人間が負けるのは先だろうと業界では言われていたらしいんですが、そんな矢先に任されてしまったということで、AI の進化って本当に恐ろしいなと思わされましたね。でそこからなんとさらに恐ろしいことが起こって、その人類最強の人に解消したアルファゴに勝つものが開発されてしまったということですね。それがアルファゴゼロっていうものですね。でアルファゴゼロの学習手法っていうのが、人間の最強データとかは全く学習させずに本当にゼロの状態から学ばせていくというものですね。で学習開始3日目で前のバージョンに100勝0敗で勝てるようになって、40日後には世界ランキングトップの人に勝ったバージョンを超えてしまったということですね。でおそらく今はさらに強くなってしまっているんだろうなという感じがしますね。で、その手法を用いたアルファゼロっていう AI が、将棋とチェスの世界にも殴り込みをかけてきて、今回のニュースになったというわけですね。 恐ろしいことに、将棋を学習開始して24時間後には、将棋ほぼ最強と言われているエルモに、90勝8敗2引き分けという成績を残したということですね。チスの既存 AI として最強と言われていた、ストックフィッシュには、28勝0敗72引き分けという全勝ですね。
同じ。
ということで、開始24時間でこれですから、今はもうエルモじゃ勝てなくなっているのかなと推測されますね。でエルモの圧倒的な強さっていうのは、私の棋譜並べ動画とか見てくださっている方ならお分かりいただいていると思うんですけどね、あのレベルに100回やって100回勝つっていうのはちょっとね、信じがたいことで、そのレベル同士の AI で対局させて何回か何十回何百回何千回とやっていたら、本当に将棋の全てが解明されてしまうんじゃないかなっていう、その日がかなり近づいてきてしまっているんじゃないかと、そんなことすら思ってしまいますね。でもそれは将棋とか囲碁だけじゃなくて、もちろんその人類のお仕事の分野とかにも応用が効くんじゃないかというお話にもなってますね。今後 AI に奪われる職業っていうのが非常に多くなってくると思われるんですが、その中で人類がどう立ち回っていくのかなっていうのが非常に大事になってくると思いますね。支配されてしまうのか、うまく使いこなすのかと、今後数年が分岐点になるんじゃないかと思っております。なんか一時的に失業率が跳ね上がったりとかもすると思うので、そこで AI 否定派と肯定派に分かれて内戦とかが起こったりしなければいいななんて思ってますね。ということで、少し脱線してしまったんですが、α0 についてどう思いますかっていうご質問を本当にコメント欄ですとか、Twitter とかで多くいただいたので、動画にさせていただきました。いかがでしたでしょうか。それでは、ここまでご視聴いただきまして、本当にありがとうございました。ぜひ皆さんのご意見なども、
So it's there, it's strong, it's and basically, I mean, we do not, I don't know how we're going to use this, but the number of ways that we can employ this and use this is virtually limitless. It's in the hands of Google.
Shogi and Go and chess, the kind of this, these games is answer winすごい難しい言葉なんで、なんとか U はゼロなんとかゲームとかって言われてて、正解があるっていう。でも、very very many situations of 対局なんで、簡単コンピューター、量子コンピューター、簡単コンピューター、でも、can't computer cannot calculate.
But that is the issue here. I think basically we have been focusing on building supercomputers, etc. But the answer here is not in building stronger hardware. The answer is actually in building better software, because that's necessary. So, for example, if we think about automatic driving cars, right? So what you need to do when you operate a car like that, it needs to assess, for example, a bicyclist coming from the other side. So it needs to kind of predict what is predictable behavior of a bicycle, and it doesn't have much time to calculate that. It needs to respond immediately. So you cannot have infinite computing power. You don't have the ability to calculate this taking much time, and you don't have the possibility to put a quantum computer in every vehicle. So what you need to do is you have to make the software much smarter, so that it can do all the calculations and efficiently and quickly. So quantum computing in itself is good for the heavy duty work, but in our daily lives we do not have the luxury to have a quantum computer sitting there and just use brute force to win something. You have to be smarter than that, and AI is that.
I saw chair calculate right place.
Right.
Movie movie by Nissan.
By Nissan.
By Nissan. Chair calculate right place.
In front of the restaurant, there is a waiting queue.
Right.
There is a line of the chair for the queue.
Right.
And the chair itself moves.
But the chair moves. Okay.
So that the restaurant should have buy very, very expensive chairs just for the queues. But it is there is a YouTube movies. The Nissan commercial maybe.
Yeah, Nissan has a lot of these commercials. They're very good, actually. There's also another one. I think it belongs to Nissan. It's about a ryokan.
Ryokan,
a ryokan with slippers. Yeah. So they need the slippers.
Slipper itself.
Yeah.
Return to the original
Yes.
positions. But my question is whether that slipper can hold the whole weight of the humans.
Of course not. Of course not. It's just a demonstration. And I think it's probably not even working.
I have one question. And this is also the question always. If we think about the future of AI, what happens? And one of the critical questions is whether AI can defeat the human in all aspects, not only the kind of games or even moving a car or driving the motorcycle, but whether still there is a possibility for the AI which can defeat the human or not. And one of the good examples is art. And one of the famous writers, Higashino Keigo, who wrote the book The Platinum Data. And that is the fiction. And that story, one guy is the Shuyaku, and his father killed himself because he was defeated by computers in the field of making China salt. China. And so his father was a very, very famous artist, and so that he was forced to fight with the computer for the TV program, and finally he was defeated in front of the cameras. So that and he gave up to make the artistic China, and he suicided himself. And at the very last moment, there is a very interesting expression that even if a computer can duplicate any kind of artistic work in precise way. But still, computer cannot defeat the human's creativity, because the criteria of the art exist on a different level of different levels. For example, the computer, the chess game, the objective is very clear: defeat the opposite enemy.
Right.
And in the case of this the human model,
It's
to work,
very clear.
it is
Later
also
is the finish.
very clear.
Yeah.
But what is the objectives of the art? What is the objective of the paintings? What is the objective of the sculpture?
So we cannot feed that into a program. Therefore, AI cannot be released.
Right, right. Maybe this is my opinion.
If you can define it, then already you can create it. That makes art basically impossible for AI to emulate. I mean, or you are an artist yourself, and you want to outsource the process of making it, and giving it ideas, so we could actually feed maybe Picasso paintings into an AI model and create new Picassos, or music from Michael Jackson and make new records of Michael Jackson music. But if you put Michael Jackson and Randy Newman and Metallica into a system and then create new music, I don't know what will come out. It's probably
Right.
gibberish.
Right. So even if the AI can paint like 100% Picasso, but as far as the people knew that paint drawings was painted by the AI, nobody evaluated that. Maybe because the people who enjoy the art see not only the paintings, but also they see the whole throughout the life of the painters. Or in other words, the painting itself is one aspect of that artist or artist's life. So if the criteria of the art exists in that manner, then AI never defeat the humankind, unless the AI itself have their own life and experience and history or whatever. So that is my opinion. And going back to or looking back to the human life, the human life itself is a kind of a continuation of that kind of creativity. So if we admire that kind of aspect of the human, we cannot make that kind of AI. But in future, if we can make some kind of humanoid or robot which can live like the human, it was born by some other the AI robot.
But we should be able to basically feed somebody's life into the AI system.
Mm-hmm. But that is just a copy of somebody.
Right. we put the life of Picasso into his system, and we can say, okay, I want to make a mid-30s Picasso painting, putting his pictures and his life that far into a computer program, and maybe it will be able to.
But as a result of that, even if we get some kind of output as a the drawing as an output example, for example, but whether we can evaluate and we can put a price on that or not. And one of the very simple example is the Mondrian. His painting is very, very simple. Even just a few lines of a few hundred, maybe 100 or 200 lines of a basic program can draw the drawings of Mondrian. It is just a pattern. But if we draw, we can code that kind of program, and as a result of that, program can produce Mondrian-like drawings. But what do you think whether we can evaluate that output same level with original Mondrian pictures or not?
Well, I think that also you need to put that in time, of course, because Mondrian pictures became very popular at the height of abstractionism and omitting, and it was at the height of a trend. So it was part of that time, part of that person. Mondrian at the moment, if he would be alive and he would start painting again, it would not be so sensational as he was at his time. And so it's also it's a capture of time. It's a capture of the fact that it's unique and not replicable, because he was the first. But it's replicable, but those are replicas because the original idea, the original genius of Mondrian was captured in his paintings and therefore make it unique. But
it is very easy to draw the Mondrian type paintings with just line and colors.
Right.
That's all. So, but even if the computer program AI can draw 100% same with Mondrian style drawings, but whether we can evaluate those output of AI in the same price or not, that is a big, easy and simple questions. Whether
it's a Mondrian with an O.
No, I can't find this.
Mondrian, it's a Dutch painter.
No, I did this one. I can't show that.
really simple.
Mondrian. No.
Like a kind of mitochondria.
No. Mondrian's paintings is just the vertical and horizontal black line filled with the very clear.
Oh, you're looking. What are you looking? Not in Google.
Bing.
What program are you looking?
Pietro Mondrian.
Pete.
Pete Mondrian.
Pete. My father's name is also
Name.
Pete.
How's the name?
So that at the end of that story, the writer said, even if AI can make the same style of the wax,
Google.
but the original one was made by the human.
Right.
So as far as there exists the original one, AI never defeats the man. So, and if that my father knew that, she's no need to suicide himself. He said. I think that is a very simple but messages.
But I mean, the AI will be perhaps capable of improving and coming up with better things than the original painter.
Yeah.
Maybe will be not at the basis of such a painting, but could perhaps if we feed it everything, the life and the paintings of Picasso, may be able to produce it.
Right.
Picasso that will stun the world, and we think.
So I agree with that. Yeah. So every moment AI progress, and soon after, AI can draw the Picasso style paintings, even if the ordinary people cannot recognize the difference.
Right.
But even if that kind of paintings produced by the AI, but still we cannot put the price of
No, I don't probably
the
no.
money that-
No problem. No. I don't think that will be the big breakthrough. Maybe some people will try it and try to feed information into artificial intelligence program and try to create value and sell paintings like the new album from Michael Jackson, for example, or the new album from Queen, or the latest paintings from Picasso or whoever. If we evaluate it the same,
So that question is directly connected with the meanings of existence of the human. So if we something can copy some aspect of our activities, but it is not the human life. We cannot copy the human life, or nobody can copy the human life. Okay, let's say. So it is connects to the very
well, per definition, the critical premise, the only thing that we set in stone is what AI needs is a goal.
right. That is a very obvious.
Yeah. So that is the only and if you don't feed the system a goal, it cannot perform. So that's the only thing. That's the only thing that separates man from AI.
Right, but I agree. That is only one difference. But at the same time, whether AI itself can decide their own goal or not.
Right. So we make a meta AI. Right.
So meta AI stands for kind of a god for the
Right.
world.
Yeah. So
Or some kind of.
it would require a meta AI to become alive, basically.
You mean?
So if you want to let an AI, artificial intelligence program, live, then basically, okay. Otherwise, I would just say, okay. So what is the goal in life? What is the purpose of life? Happiness, for example. Okay. So then you feed thousands of lives into a program, and then it will be able to. But you need to.
That is possible, I think. Yeah. If AI itself creates their own world inside them,
Right.
then some kind of new values or criteria that belongs to them outside of the human natures. So there is another option, I think. So that this question is very
But what makes human unique is that they actually can operate without a clear goal. Actually, many of us do it.
so that in the Japanese philosophy we call it as kokorodashi, or in English will. So to the younger people, elder people always tell them you should find you should have your will for your life. But we cannot tell you what is your goal.
Right.
You yourself
You
have to
define it.
find. Yeah, that's right.
You find your own destiny, your own.
Whether we can teach the AI.
You have to find your own way. Yeah.
I would like to find. Somebody should try that. Yeah, they should give us some kind of answers, or maybe not.
Well, I mean, there are all kinds of techniques which allows you to kind of map your character. If you map your character and then you say, okay, map your character, and then say put a purpose in there, it should be possible for AI to choose your way for you, the most suitable road for you to actually create happiness. AI should maybe possible we should make it possible for you to make decisions for you. Okay, so based on everything that goes on around you, knowing your personality, knowing your objective to lead a happy life.
You mean the AI itself can recognize me, my every single me,
Right.
and AI can give me some kind of suitable answers,
Right.
as if I will be satisfied with that.
Right. So, but how many times a day, how many times in our lives we ask ourselves, shall I sell my house, or shall I change this job, or shall I do this, or shall I do that? And based on your personality, it should be able to make suggestions about how you can go. So they're personal assistants. We already have Siri, right? That helps you to navigate the World Wide Web. So Siri 3.0 will maybe be able to actually advise you on how to live your life. I mean, it's very far away, but maybe it is possible as a guided assistant, as a voice on your shoulder. But it's coming very philosophical.
I think I have a lot of problems beforehand. Okay, many problems. Like I had real estate at that time. How I going to handle it? So I didn't know that. So I just sold it, but a very cheap price. If kind of AI will going to be analyze market information, they can answer for me right answer. This is sort of thing. A lot of things I had in my past failed, result, but I could get success. It's just, for example, I sold one real estate 30 million. But actually, I could sold 100 million if I didn't know the fact. And also, 30 years ago, I had a fire in my house, fire burned. Okay, at that time, if I didn't know that how to negotiate with manufacturing company or this electric equipment, I got a lot of money from this manufacturing company. At that time, I didn't get any. So sort of lot of my failed story I have. If I have knowledge about sort of AI knowledge, like data information, database information, they're going to answer for me. Many. And but also currently, okay, I try to find out with this product of any kind, which one is the most cheapest place. I can find out now, but this is gradually expanding kind of information.
That's actually a very good, like I'm thinking about it, like the law, like what lawyers do, and giving advice to people.
Yeah, good example. Okay, my wife is currently her partner bankrupt. Okay, procedure, and already a couple of years first. But I know better than my lawyer, because based on my experience before, just kind of activity I did before. But this, if I had 100 cases or 1,000 cases, what result is supposed to be? I'm going to ask them several questions. I'm going to get accurate answer. Okay, this is his debt is 30 million. Okay, you're going to pay just only 6 million is good enough to solve this issue. This is my answer. But finally, we settle down. This might be 5 million, 6 million. This is actually my based on my based on my experience. So if I did know the judgment and experience, sort of experience, if I do know, I can immediately get the answer instead of spending 2 years. So there's a lot of things we should get in your future. Or currently, maybe we have kind of data depending on how we're going to prepare the kind of database, but not well organized yet. So I can't reach into the exact answer for that question. But a lot of things, or also just the tax break or tax payment. Also, we're going to have a lot of
Right.
answers we can get.
That's
But
racist thing. What those accountants know is really racist thing.
But I tell you, but this is not well organized. Okay, so I don't know how to. And this more stepping forward. Currently, my problem is okay. I want to know who's the candidate for my school. Okay, but I don't know how to get it. Okay, I don't know how to get it. There's 100 million population here, but maybe the 20 or 30,000 people are suitable for my school.
Right.
But I don't know how to get it. Right? The sort of database environment will be going to be created this kind of using AI. So we have a lot of benefit for many kind of business, many kind of opportunity we can get. But I don't know why they're going to produce kind of information for us. But currently, okay, if I got access to the database on the internet, I want to go to take a dinner tonight at Tamachi station area. Immediately they're going to give us 20 restaurants.
Right.
And so sort of things, lot of things we are expecting to get kind of information. And okay, this one is AI, but this last Monday we discussed like a biochemical and also step forward disease and like a diabetes might be disease and sort of things I think very huge, database and patient result as well as whatever. So sort of areas I think a big opportunity we're going to have, right? But I don't know. Somebody told me cancer cannot be solved because this is difficult to eliminate the just kind of cancers, just source of the disease. Disease cannot eliminate all of those. Too much spread in the body.
Right.
Okay. So somebody told me that.
But that is a big claim. I would not agree with this person that it cannot be solved. It can definitely be solved. That cancer is a problem that can be solved. Always I'm skeptical for the diabetes. Diabetes is actually 10% of Japanese people are diabetes. Yeah? But already, America is also 1/5 to 1/6 population diabetes, but no solution. No solution. It's I can't believe it. How come they can't fix that? The problem is the lifestyle.
Yeah, right.
There is absolutely a solution.
No,
Don't fool yourself that there is no solution. There is a solution.
No, I'm talking about this is,
When I turn on the radio when I was in the United States, there are so many commercials. But I heard the word diabetes so many times. Every 10 minutes or 15 minutes, it says something about the diabetes.
It affects a lot of people. It's also because of the. Oh, something came out.
昨日壊したばっかりだよ。
すみません。
僕もつまずいてさ。これが壊れた。
This type of magnet type.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very doesn't break. I don't know why they came out with that thing. I don't think it's improved.
Very fragile.
Yeah.
Okay, the other issue is this is also maybe related to AI. Okay, how to handle my girlfriend, my wife, to avoid affair with the other guy, okay? And whenever she go outside doing something wrongdoing, okay, just immediately just a phone call and I just call her. What are you doing now? Right?
But that is like that's extinguishing the fire. You should prevent the fire.
Preventive, okay, preventive. But actually, my former wife hired detective. Okay, where I'm going to, and just the detective is following my activity, right? Reporting to my former wife. But actually, this is exactly we can eliminate detective, just preventive, activity, which we can get information by this kind of AI, right? But why not this kind of software? We're not going to be prepared. Why?
Why? It is being prepared.
No.
I think it is a very good application of AI, which the AI application can fill the gaps between a man and a woman. So,
This is what I need. Okay, I just ask my wife, can I borrow your handy phone? Or while she's sleeping, I just put this handy phone. I say embedded something inside, and she go outside to meet with man and guys or something to do wrongdoing. Immediately that's just a message for me. This is capable, but none of kind of software we don't have, right? Why? Why?
there exists.
Well, you can.
No.
Yes, there exists.
No.
Yes,
I never
but
heard
such
of it.
kind of application is most of the case illegal because that application
Invasion of privacy.
right,
Illegal?
privacy issue. Yes, but there exists.
You told it?
So, you can even switch off the GPS coordinate sharing with your wife on her phone. She probably wouldn't notice. So you don't even have to put anything in it. The phone already has the feature.
Right. Yeah.
Sharing
Talking
GPS?
about, yeah. Even for the good Android, it has a function.
Yeah.
No, most difficulty is okay. This is she's going to love affairs with the other person. I tell you, 30 minutes is good enough. Very difficult, very limited hours. Okay, only 30 minutes, right? Not 3 hours. So very difficult to figure out what she's doing.
I don't know what you're going to do in 30 minutes.
I don't think it is the issue of the time.
No.
No. Anyway,
So by the way, I want to discuss about this what AI understand, but I want to we discuss next bio.
So. Well, we can look into in more detail about this development and the real depth we're going. But basically, my idea was not to look too much in detail into every individual technology, but more into the effect that the technology will have into our lives, and if it's really going to bring so much benefit that it will support the Japanese society of maintaining the current level of welfare. In spite of the demographic developments, but it's fun to actually look more at it.
Yeah. And recently, I heard that some researcher found new the superconductive materials by using the AI, because there exists a variety of the combination of materials, but there's still so many possibilities. There are so many potential materials which have superconductive natures. So, but if we do it in a very systematic way, like going through the just combination, we cannot find. It's hard to find. But
You need creativity.
And some researcher uses AI to test internally simulation to find the possibility of the nature of the superconductive natures, and finally that researcher found one of the potential
But there must be and I would be really surprised if we would not be able to use this technology to come up with a solution for cancer, for example, or other disease. I really think so. Already there are there are so many ways that you can approach this problem. I read about a way that in Russia they're using bacteria, salmonella, to actually capture salmonella, and to put to inject them with kind of weapons to attack the cancer. So you fight cancer with bacteria. And a friend of mine, she's she went back to Israel. She to say goodbye to her friend because she was used to die within a week. Her friend's still alive. Why was that? Because at the last moment they decided to give a treatment with bacteria because it basically was already given up and it's completely gone. Now it's not cured, mind you. It's not cured, so you need to constantly keep treating it, and it can come back. So it's not a cure per se, but you can treat it already. That's already like it's basically just like HIV. These days, not so many people die from it that they cannot cure it, but they can keep it under control. So with cancer, the same is about to happen. In Russia, they're already doing this for a couple of years now. They're trying it in Israel. I talked with this because my sister has cancer. I talked with the doctor about this in the Netherlands, and he was very well aware of the treatment. He said, well, it's still an experimental stage, but he was also aware of the treatment and the enormously promising results that they had in overseas with this. But it might take some time. But I mean, there are definitely inroads to actually solving the problem of cancer.
Okay, by the way, I pick up these issues since last week, and my school usually I'm going to focus on how do you think about Middle East, what's going on in Egypt, and how we had better consider for the North Korea at the standpoint of Japanese, people.
Right.
So those things I'm intending to. But this area is since last week, not like kind of no news. We just talking, just only talking, and nothing impact for the audience. Okay, so this is I think we need to consider. If we go, okay, we're going to have message for people, ordinary people, but actually we don't.
No, I'm going to come up with a very strong message regarding this topic.
This is I by myself. I don't feel kind of. This is very similar to common message. It's okay. It means everybody. Okay, this is interesting. That's it. So are they going to do something? No, that's not. They are very interesting. That's it. Okay, my issue for UNNO School is we try to deliver the message. You should going to take action. Okay.
Right. So what do you
as Japanese, okay, we're going to influence overseas people. But you guys talking about, but this is wrong, or this is wrong direction, wrong doing, some things. We had to require them something. But this area, we don't have nothing.
So basically,
what we discussing is American people talking, European people talking. It's kind of a little bit extending kind of content, but that's all. Okay, that's very interesting. That okay, I'm glad to hear from you. That's all. So what?
No, there's not a
Right?
subject. No. So what? Okay. What about the globalizing issue? We talked about the
globally lot because Japanese people we have lots of problems.
Right.
So just we're going to give message for them. It's
right.
okay.
And we're going to get there in this topic as well about technology.
And last week I just a little bit impressed for the AI because okay, we're going to change social life. Okay? So we're going to change direction, right? So lifestyle we're going to change. So you need to prepare for that, like unemployment rate or like growth of economy. Also, we need to consider for the people getting fewer. But this is start a meeting, okay, they need to prepare. We're going to discuss more step forward, what you're going to should do, right? And Japanese going to should do, or what English discussion is not for Japanese, okay? Japanese never watch this video, okay? Just this is we're going to message for the rest of the world. Japanese people thinking about like that, right? So these areas, I think probably Japanese people not so much message. They have advanced technology, they have, but that's it.
Well, okay.
Like
Right.
okay, you talking about
so
like
what-
some case, Russian case or some Japanese case, diabetes case. Okay, we're going to some skill know-how. That's all.
No, that's not all. That's not all. No, that's not where I'm going with this series.
Yeah.
But I tell you, it's not going to be a message from Japan to the world. It's going to be a message from the world to Japan.
No, if so, should be Japanese.
Okay.
But this one is okay. Saturday afternoon is from Japan
So what am
to
I
the
going
rest
to
of
do
the
next
world.
week?
Yeah, no,
What am I going to talk about next week?
No, I tell you, we need to focus on what kind of message we're going to deliver the rest of the world. Okay, what kind of message? What we can give them? Currently, NHK they don't do anything at all, right? Nikkei newspaper they don't do nothing at all. They just only deliver the news, like so far we discussed. Okay, kind of sort of thing is prevailing in the world, or kind of advanced technology we are doing that. This is Nikkei newspaper doing, NHK doing, right? But what I wanted to say, okay, we're going to give some opinion to the rest of the world. Globalization we did for this 4 months. This is very beneficial for the world people, the rest of the world people. Oh, wow, they are Japanese people thinking about that sort of things.
What was the message from the Japanese people to the world?
Oh, because Japanese is so isolated, they don't thinking about any
But
kind of.
what kind of message did we come up with during this series to the rest of the world?
Okay, this is many aspects. What we are especially for. I just write a book is actually currently my school. Okay, Wednesday night. What I'm doing is okay. What we can deliver for the African people. What we can supporting for Middle East people.
But what kind of message did we give to?
Okay,
African people?
what is it? Okay, global people, they don't know who are they, Japanese. Okay, nothing at all. Even Dutch people, they don't know who are they. So we're going to give the information who we are. Okay, who we are.
Right.
Japanese identity or Japanese culture, Japanese thinking.
Okay, but
Japanese
in that case, I should study Japan, not the rest of the world.
No.
Sure.
No.
Because we have a message, right?
No. You can discuss with me. I'm Japanese. So okay, you prepare something like that. No, Japanese not like that. Okay. So that's the reason. If without Japanese, okay, you can deliver nothing to the message delivered to the rest of the world. You're going to prepare, okay, like the sort of message, and Japan. We can't do that. We need to do that. We need to consider what kind of technology, doing something. This sort of discussion, I prefer to do that. Do you understand what I mean?
No.
Because okay, you are not Japanese. You cannot send a message to the rest of the world. Okay, Japanese can do, right? So that's the reason I discussed with you. Okay, this kind of you said Russian cancer, some kind of. Do we have the kind of message? I can't send message anything like that because I don't know nothing at all about those areas. So I can't say anything. Okay, Japanese we have, of course. My friend have some biotechnology research center they have, but I don't know what he's doing.
Right.
So I don't know that Japanese what is advanced technology they are doing, but I don't know. But so that point, I can't make any.
So, but you want to make a message about what? So we're talking about technology.
About yes, purely only Japanese, who we are. This is, for example, Takashi. He's here, right? And he's doing business in Vietnam.
Right.
But okay, he can explain his company profile and company technology. He can deliver to the customer. but he cannot explain what is Japanese. We don't have nothing material for the deliver for those companies, the overseas Vietnamese company, Vietnamese people. And more recently, it's very easy way to, okay, we just send YouTube, okay, watch our video, watch this serious video, this one. Then they can understand culture, economy, politics, or some biotechnology or AI, right? So this is what my intention is. So what I
don't think you need me for that.
Hmm?
You don't need me for that.
No.
You don't need me for that.
No, you're going to make presentation, right?
I'm not so sure.
No. All the way around, okay. Just maybe you just watch my YouTube and afterward. But this is all are prepared for the content of the scenario. Those scenarios, okay. Just always I'm thinking about Japanese responsibility. From my side, I by myself, okay. I very strongly recognize. But so far this one, last Monday, right? Since Monday. This issue is, I think, because maybe I don't know heavy detail about AI, I understand, but maybe I don't know biochemistry. That's the reason why I can't, like a disease or diabetes or cancer, but I have no idea. So that's the reason why Japanese, what should do that, or what kind of support to the rest of the world people. I don't know that.
Okay, so your objective is to give a message what Japan is thinking about this subject, right? So we're talking about the future of technology and the way that Japan is going to deal with that. That's your idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically,
for example,
I don't know what Japan is thinking about the future of technology.
Okay, this is I respond to you.
My objective would be to actually show you what is going on in the world, and basically for showing, okay, what kind of impact will that have? What kind of impact will this technology have on society in the world, and how should we as Japan respond to that? That's
okay. Past
what I can do.
Past several months is what I'm doing is you can recognize or not, but my thought is your presentation. Okay, what you're doing, I respond to you, and Japanese style is different. Okay, we are the shortage of this, advantage of this, and we need to follow you. Sort of opinion I speak out all the way around. But unfortunately, since this Monday, I have no opinion of this, not the AI, but the area of the.
We haven't even started yet. We're just looking at the new technology.
Biochemical. But I recognize I don't know nothing at all. That got the problem. I don't study for those areas. So okay, Japanese should do that. Okay, you're going to say Russian like this, sort of things. So Japanese, what we should do that? I don't know. So okay, my news network, it means I'm going to submit every day YouTube for 5 or 10 news every day now.
Right.
And this is we're going to deliver the message to the rest of the world people. We are who we are. Okay? And you are talking about some message, and I just against you or support you or agree with you. Sort of we prepared beforehand. This is my intention. Okay, I tell you, okay, G7, our Prime Minister joined G7. He speaks out something, but everybody neglecting, as you know, right? And called foreign ministry, and he can speak English very well, and everybody say he has his opinion leader. I don't think so. All Japanese, no opinion, no leader. This is a problem, as you know. Or Japanese go outside or inside and speak English, but overseas people, Dutch people, Japanese, or some, for example, okay, you Dutch people on some conference, and Japanese raise the hand and make a presentation, give me a chance. But your chairman ask him, could you make a presentation within 1 minute? Not 10 minutes, okay? Because it's easy for the Dutch people. He cannot speak. He just he's going to make 10 minutes. Might be pointless, right? Yeah. Not focus on the issue. Right. And speaking 5 minutes, 10 minutes, some cases 30 minutes. Everybody getting bored, right? Yeah. So that's the reason chair that chair will say, could you give us just only 1 minute? This is the reason why, that right? So this is a current Japanese problem. So we want to change the global people for Japanese. Okay. I tell you, none of news network, none of opinion network existed in Japan. No.
To give the opinion, but
Or opinion, not opinion, not only opinion, but also just show them who we are. And why I'm doing with you, because you are your wife is Japanese, and also you are living in Japan. You very well familiar with Japanese culture and lifestyle and what they are thinking about. But this is very rare person in European people, German people, French, and Italian. They never support for us. They just okay, Japanese okay, say something. Well, just listen. But they don't all listen to Japanese opinion. I tell you, 10 of 10, right? You are very exceptional. So that's the reason I try to do something for to tell something for the people. But it takes time. Maybe I don't know, 2 years, 3 years.
But if we
European people recognize our news network.
But then, I mean, I really think the 4 months.
Okay, maybe okay. We need to more seriously consider what kind of issues we try to discuss. Or artificial intelligence might be okay, but we must more focus on what Japanese responsibility. Maybe for example you're going to ask me, how do you think about at the standpoint of Japanese culture or Japanese economy, or beforehand we discussed about tax reform, tax effectiveness or something like that, and how so things I think we try to.
So basically, where I want to go with this is to show the impact, and actually this is like a new industrial revolution that is coming.
Exactly.
But it's not only it's not only an industrial revolution. There is also a social revolution that's coming with it, and that will completely change the way the society is going to be organized. Now, those kind of changes that will come up, how will that be embedded inside Japan? How are we going to deal with new technology, but also with these social changes? What are the paradigm changes in terms of the sharing economy, in terms of geopolitics, in terms of how we are going to divide the benefits, and how are we going to, for example, deal with the phenomenon of disengagement at the moment? Is that a trend that is going to sustain, or is it actually going to reverse? Those kinds of developments that I would like to talk about, and how Japan will deal with them.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm talking about. Otherwise, just only a couple hours we're chatting, right? Right?
Okay. Well, I did not have that impression
Right?
when we were chatting on Monday, but
Monday not chatting. Monday we are very beneficial discussion on Monday.
Right.
This is very good.
Right.
And but I'm worried about that is we must be careful about that for spending time, right? For our school. Always we need to focus on that. And how Japanese or Japan role, responsibility, or what is the shortage?
But first we need to absorb the topics, before we can effectively discuss them. I mean, if we immediately start to discuss AI or technological developments without actually looking at them, are we capable? Are we equipped to actually discuss this kind of subject?
Yeah, this is that I just wrote a ball to you. Is this effective for discuss for Japanese role or responsibility, or intentionally we try to consider for those directions?
Okay, I can now actually basically start with where I want to go with this, the third industrial
For
revolution.
example, you show the chess, Go,
Right.
Shogi, this is okay. Like recently, Japan is very keen for the shogi boom, right?
That's not the point.
But
That's
maybe
not the point at all. That's not the point at all. This is not about Go. This is not about chess. This is about artificial intelligence and the role that it will have. We are looking at new technologies that will change the way that we are working. That's going to be embedded in driverless cars. That will have effect of the truck drivers, the taxi drivers. What are we going to do with those?
as you know, the last Monday we discussed about Japan is very behind of the white collar productivity, right?
Right.
And also recently I'm going to Shanghai tomorrow, and Shanghai is now they decided one big supermarket they're going to eliminate employees of their 100 shops, okay? And next year they're going to consider for the repeating customer. You don't even you don't need to bring handy phone, just they can recognize. They are going to ask to charge for his bank account. So automatically they're going to handle this, and if you're going to pick some product, automatically they support to recognize. They're going to develop a system, and Japanese is very big behind. And this is my concern. Is last Monday, my concern is why Japan is big behind, right? Why Japanese taxi driver will not disappear, continue next 5 years? Why Japan is drone is
well, not in the United States either. I mean, they have driverless cars in Arizona, only in Arizona.
I know that, but China is they're going to
China doesn't have any like these kinds of cars. They are not that as far as even the United States.
But you know, just supermarket.
I think in Japan, actually, if you look at what Nissan
Oh, do you
is
know?
doing,
Do you know Japan is like a drone is accepted for the carrying material to the mountain top.
right?
Mountain top. This is beforehand they are carrying by human being. This 4 hours climbing mountain, right? But not anymore. Just bring oil or drone bring all product, food and everything
Right.
on top of mountain. This is their approved, but no human being. But China is approved Shanghai, Beijing, in downtown. They can drone it. Can fly over there. They approve that. And this is a big difference. It's happening. And one is I want to inform the global people why Japan has no progress. Just you said America is also the same, but Japan is more behind, right? The reason something, but why they reason something? But nobody knows, and that people never know. Also, they are not interested in Japanese what they are doing, right? And German people, French people, Italian people, they don't concern about that.
But do you know what they're doing in Germany?
Oh yeah. But
seriously, do you know what's happening in Europe? I think this is interesting. This is worthwhile to study and to learn from.
So this is what you know, right? Yeah. So this is what you know. So you're going to say something. So I'm going to give you some. Okay, we. Oh, is that so? Japanese not still behind, but we are going to consider some so and so. The same as you. But if same as you, at that time German people understand. Oh, Japan is the same. And sort of things I want to deliver the message to the global people. AI is the same, right? Every kind, not only technology, but the social community, or government, or tax office. What's the difference? What are they thinking about, right? But your country people never know. But you and me, only we know. Living here, right? So this kind of message I try to deliver to the rest of the world.
You mean the post office? Like what are they thinking about?
Exactly. But I tell you, no news to the world. Okay, NHK or just Nikkei newspaper, they don't telling nothing at all.
So that they're basically not making news for the rest of the world. They're making news
they're
for Japanese.
only focus on Japanese, right? So we are focused on, we are talking about Japanese issues, but we focus on the rest of the world. Not focus on Japanese. I'm preparing Japanese, news now. But this is, I think, for Japanese people, but I just make interview for some Japanese person to like preparing Japanese news, not preparing news material now. But this Saturday afternoon is English. English is the rest of the world is customer or target. We are going to give the information to the rest of the world people who we are. Okay, and or like a German, okay, the same as you, or Dutch same as you. So the information they don't know. They thought, okay, they are thinking, oh, forever we can have any make consensus with you. They believe, but this point the same sort of thing nobody knows. Japanese people don't know, but German people don't know. Dutch don't know. This is really going to inform them. Right? You got it? This is what my concern.
Yeah, hearing the discussion, both of you, my impression is it sounds like the small gap between Unno-san and Edo-san. And as far as my understandings, the objective of UNNO is send the message in English to the foreigners outside of Japan, or maybe including the foreigners inside of Japan. But to do that, we have to issue kind of hot topics in Japan, and Edo-san always give us the general event, what happens outside of Japan, and you introduce us a variety of the topics. So maybe the next step of the UNNO might be to fill up these small gaps a little bit more. So Edo-san gave us the general topics which may affect to Japan from your side. And Unno-san would like to issue the messages based on the current happenings or current interest of Japan, maybe.
No. Not current interest. Just AI is okay, but I'm talking about we need to focus on. Okay, we need to focus on what Japanese we're going to deliver to overseas people, or what the status Japanese people currently now with European people. What's the gap do we have? So we need to more politely explain them. No topics is that any kind is okay, but we need to focus on those issues. Otherwise, chatting.
But for whom are we doing this? For the foreigners or for the Japanese?
No.
How does Takashi-san, for example, benefit from this kind of?
Oh, okay. He's benefit because Vietnamese. Okay, and not everybody. Like a household, I don't care about that. I'm just only intellectual people. Like a certain level of person, like a Vietnamese or the CEO of the company, or that is a government official or some certain level of higher position people, and they watch this video. Oh, Japanese like that. I never heard about that. What kind of people are this kind of very similar to us, completely different. But else are thinking sort of message we try to deliver for them. But I don't care about ordinary people like a Dutch. 95% I don't care about that. But 5% and top people, officials, government officials, and also the just economy top people and social activity top people. They are very concerned about. They don't concerned about Japan, but we try to give them information for them. Like you, okay. So Japan is also we Japanese. They try to focus on globalization. But this is not more than 500,000.
But how do you attract the attention of foreign people? Because I don't think anybody's watching.
Okay, just every week I'm preparing the YouTube 20, monthly 100, annually 1,000. So 3 years 3,000.
Yeah, there is another issue: how to reach
Yeah, and also I want to know how to benefit the people who come here, who spend their time here, and actually.
My understanding is we hope the foreigners, potential foreigners who may have interest with anything about Japan, and we can deliver as much as correct or right information or pure or hot information to them, to such kind of a potential audience. But at this moment, we cannot say we could reach such kind of enough number of the audience yet. But still, I think Uno-san said we would like to try to reach such kind of the audience through right now the YouTube by recording such kind of movies. Even if that is not yet completely established well, but still he said he would like to struggle to move forward, to reach, to deliver such kind of information to the potential audience.
Okay, SNS is very powerful. Okay, and I didn't prepare the title of SNS before. Since last week, okay, I just prepared after evening. I cut in 10 minutes. Okay, so just today's 10 minutes. I set up title and explanation. I didn't do that before. Now is I'm doing that. Okay, so sort of things I just keep going. And advertisement, no, we can't do that. And we try to make as many as possible and distribute as many. They are going to check in for the keyword, okay, access keyword, and they consider for maybe some person concern. What I just title had better prepare. What's the best way? But I don't decide. But for example, Japanese or something keyword there, embed there, so they're going to access and check in it our YouTube. So this is the only way. YouTube is no way for advertisement. It's impossible. So many, right? All over the world. Younger people is very much, they don't watch TV. They are watching YouTube, SNS. So this is, we are hitting a point, okay? And okay, for example, I tell you, are we going to submit for this YouTube or Facebook? YouTube is, the access is 5 or 6, but Facebook, 100. Right? Why many Japanese watching this one? Even in English.
You have many subscribers.
Right? Yes. But YouTube is very small figures. But we try to make an effort. I just first of all, beginning of this discourse, I told you, do you prepare the title is UNO News Network? I ask you. I'm very much careful about the title and contents and description. It takes time. Like last Saturday, I prepared 20 of those, and 20 of those different titles. Right? And UNO News Network the same date, and also content is different. And watch that 10 minutes and what we are discussing about that. Okay, this is Dutch prisoner discussion. Dutch prisoner discussion is pretty rough. So they're going to Dutch prisoner, somebody access it, and they're going to hit it. Right? I don't know what's the best way, but gradually stepping forward and try and errors. But and most important is what we did. Don't be chatting. Chatting okay, but 1 hour or couple hours. Okay, we try to focus on serious discussion. Okay, we're going to do something, deliver for them. And currently, what I'm very careful about that, my English pronunciation is getting better, but listen it, okay? Every time I listen, and not clearly I'm pronounce it. And then what I recognize is, I'm not professional, commentator. Time is a professional commentator. They are very beautiful, sentences speaking out, and even if I word don't understand, but I can recognize what he's speaking of, right? So this sort of, we have lots of issues to consider, but at this UNNO School is we're switching from UNNO School to UNNO News Network. I recognize this. Okay, what our responsibility? What our role? Okay, is you Dutch people, Netherlands. Okay, Netherlands people. I tell you, 99% they are not interested in Japanese. 99%.
Well, if I was Dutch and I was not in Japan, and if I wanted to know what you were thinking about, I wanted to hear it in 1 minute or 2 minutes, not more.
Right.
Right.
3 hours.
That was exactly which I discussed with Uno-san during this lunchtime. And my opinion is I personally I think I understand his intention. The final goal is deliver our message, but the lecture style, such kind of lecture style, is also okay, I think. But at the same time, from the aspect of the marketing strategy, and if we would like to have more subscriber or audience through the YouTube, most of the audience or the listeners, or what can I say, only visit or only open the movie file less than maybe the 3 minutes or 2 minutes. Nobody tries to open the 1 hour or 2 hours. So that at this moment, Uno-san tried to use the same content for the two purposes. One is lecture, another one is the delivering of the information through the YouTube. But most of the YouTubers try to make it efficient to get more audience and make it more impressive. So that I personally think it is very difficult to make a short movie from maybe 4 hours or 2 hours lectures.
But we have to make a completely different way that we're going to do it. I think that what I say is that we don't need to record this. We basically need to force ourselves that if we're going to take a topic, then we need to come to a conclusion. We only record the conclusion and put it on Facebook, not hours and hours of talking.
Right.
Because I was under the impression that we are actually doing this because we want to actually enjoy and learn something and see what's going on in the rest of the world to see how it applies to Japan. Because that's more applicable to people like Takai-san, like Kimoto-san, etc. But if we are doing this for somebody else, then also I wonder, okay, how is this benefiting Takai-san? How is this benefiting Kimoto-san? They are members of this school.
Okay, just wait a minute. Have you ever seen what kind of type of YouTube in YouTube? I have seen a lot. Okay, 3 minutes to 10 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, and more than 90% is not well prepared. Okay, Japanese is terrible, right? There's just some kind of news or some similar to TV, but terrible. Okay, this is a fact. But this world is just established, not fully established yet. Okay, just still similar to chaos. Many people submit to YouTube, everybody can submit. So I'm going selecting, and I viewed many. So currently we are spending, 4 hours every week. This is very good discussion. We have done before. And just cut it 10 minutes, and some portion is taken out. But very good discussion. Or your goal or conclusion? No, you don't need to worry about I'm viewing this video. I'm going to select it. It's no problem. We are very good discussion. And after that, maybe you have never seen it, but I've seen it. And sometimes Tochikura speaks something. He can speak a very poor English, but audience is, oh my goodness, this UNNO School, kind of student, he can speak English very well, he's just attending. This is important. So any style is, I'm okay. But my concern is not chatting all the way around. Okay? Maybe chatting is okay. 2 hours out of 4 hours. But 2 hours, not too much serious, okay? Be careful. Too much serious is nobody watch it. Okay, just you go, wait a minute, you go speak out, okay, today, now we're going to 10 minutes, we're going to speak out this message, and we're going to assumption, now we're going to discuss, having discussion, and 10 minutes, and at the end of 10 minutes, Okay, this is the conclusion. Nobody watch it. Nobody watch it. This is too serious. Okay, and okay, just very difficult. Chatting or serious discussion, I'm concerned middle. Okay, so everybody should relax, right? And everybody free discuss. Kimono speaker and Sonata speaker, Toshikura speaker. It's okay.
But why would somebody from outside of Japan?
Okay, this one is you and me always thinking about what kind of message we can deliver in your head, in your mind. This is okay. Okay, so 4 hours, maybe chatting 2 hours, but serious discussion 30 minutes. But in the middle, okay, just kind of left side, right side, in the middle, and whatever sort of mixing discussion. This is okay. But always don't forget the kind of Japanese people need to give them something, right? So this is that's the reason why I switching from UNNO School to UNNO News Network. I just think it every day, 1 month. What 1 month? What thinking about that? What is different from UNNO School? UNNO School is I study by myself. Okay, I'm studying is good enough. But switching from UNNO School to UNNO News Network means network, right? Network means we're going to deliver something to outside people.
What's the news in our discussion?
It's good. This is a very good point. This is liberal arts, not mathematical, not mathematics, not politics, not economy. Okay, this kind of okay. You just study this, you can get a lot of money, right? We are not. Overseas people, American people watch this video. Can they get more money? No. But something else they're going to get from us. This something else you don't need to. But if you're going to watch this video, maybe they feel some comfortable, get our wisdom. This is important. But if you watch UNNO News Network, like NHK News, this is I know how to get money. Nikkei newspaper, we can follow the doing business. This is good enough? No, nothing. Something truncated. This is what I want to say. This is opinion. Okay, we're going to give them who we are, right? So okay, I will going to attend G7, and G7 ministers and all the European people, they don't know who Japanese is. They are not interested. But if you're going to watch our video, Japanese kind of sort of thing, people are there, right? This is good enough. This is no conclusion, not assumption. Just we are talking about our experience. We can give them message. This is important, don't you think so? You stayed in Japan more than 10 years, right? So you know a lot of things, but you're feeling, right? In your mind, you have feeling. Japanese like this, but you never deliver this kind of feeling to overseas people. You never. So yeah, all right. So this is I and you and those people were discussing. Then we're going to give them some flavor. We can speak out, what is it? But if you want to, I write a book, 10 books last year. But this kind of sort of thing is endless. If you're going to speak out 10 hours, 100 hours. But you cannot speak out who are they. You cannot speak out who are they. This is very, very important okay. If you're going to read a newspaper, Nikkei newspaper, if you're going to view the NHK News, 100 hours, 200 hours, they don't know nothing about who are they. Right? This is important. That's the reason why that CCTV, China, Al Jazeera, Qatar, and also CNN, BBC, they are speak out opinion.
But how are you sorry for being so critical, but how are you going to reach the 5% you want to reach in the Netherlands?
This is a good example, good opinion. This is the most difficult issue. So that's the reason why I'm going to change title. But currently, I'm header and trailer, okay? And 10 minutes. Header, trailer. Header is what content we're going to make presentation, video. And also you're going to YouTube and explanation, one line. I can spend to write yet. And then what I'm going to do next from next month, and header we're going to give them some short some screen, okay, who we are screen picture, and trailer we're going to 20-second video, and gradually I try to prepare the sort of things, and then if you go to coincidentally some that people see it, oh, this is I think they are the Dutch prisoner, Japanese people discussing about prisoner, oh my God, sort of things. I don't know what is it, they will give them message or not, but the only way, okay, just you going to advertisement, YouTube you can make advertisement, and YouTube case is okay, YouTube, Facebook will handle access, but YouTube is 5 or 6 access, but they're going to up to the 1,000 access. Automatically, advertisement is get inside. Don't get me inside. As you know, they're going to pay money for us, but it takes several years. But so far, beforehand, we're going to try to make an effort. What is the best way? And most important is the content. Content is must be careful for the. Just he said he's concerned about title or something. No, they don't care. They just coincidental. They watch video and they just interested. Facebook is a good example. Same people get access from UNNO News Network now. 20 people, same people. Name is listed. I don't know those people, but same people. Always I submit this. And last week I submit 10 videos at the same time. Nobody access. Do you know why? Consecutive 10 video. They don't want access. One video, one day.
Yeah. Well, that is also the point. Like, if the people you want to reach, do they have time to watch hours of video?
Good.
To look for a message?
Yes. I prepared the, okay, 20 video a week, or 30 video a week. But this is very difficult to submit 30 video into YouTube for ask them to get access. And that's right. It's just like I must basic idea is one video for Japanese, one video for English every day. So they're going to have a chance to see our video, and they will try to make an effort to title, and we're going to show them some more fancy screen or front screen, and the trailer some video explanation. So we try to rearrange. So I don't know. It's currently try and error. Okay, I try and error. I try to make an effort. If you have a look, you have seen this before, right? Yeah. And sort of things gradually I try to make. I tell you, every day I spend 2 hours at night. 2 hours at night and prepare that video, and it means 14 hours every week spending for prepare this video. But this is my current maximum effort to make it. I can't spend more than that. I don't. But anyway, I try to make an effort. Just a couple of months, 6 months, 1 year, and 1 year I just submit 1,000 YouTube, 1 year, and maybe 3 years, 3,000. Maybe somebody, European people, will going to watch us.
I think I understand. Delivering the information is the top priority of the objective right now, and you would like to include a precious discussion between the lectures, and eventually it takes many times, maybe, and you have to process during the 14 hours. But anyway, your precious time is limited. So that precious time is limited, and I don't think not to waste your precious time to edit the long videos. So the plan B is, my proposal is, once you try to do that during the lectures by splitting the maybe 30 minutes beginning of the lecture is for the recording the short the discussion with the 2 or 3 members, and the remaining part for the pure discussion, and then you only have to edit the maybe a 15 minutes video to 3 minutes or 2 minutes. That is, I think, affordable for you, and you can decrease your time for editing the movie. But to do that, I think we can do the so many the wonderful discussion during the maybe 2 hours or 4 hours. But again, it is impossible to extract the essence part in a short time.
Or we need to create our content differently. So basically we have discussion, and then so basically we have already had the discussion. Then let's summarize. Let's make hit the record button and put it.
Yeah, there is another option. Yes.
Yeah, but I understand your Sonoda's opinion. Logically, saying understand, but physically, I think I spent more than 4 years, and I do know that front 30 minutes, not getting hot, And why don't you speak out these issues now? No, we cannot. Maybe after a couple hours later, getting exciting, and last 30 minutes or more getting bored. So which portion we are exciting? Very difficult. Okay.
Yeah. So
4 hours, very long hours.
I understand. So that's why, if that is so, so another option is after the discussion, during the for example 2 hours lectures, being the end half of the discussion, if we could good discussion, and there was several good topics, then we make memos, and after that we replay that. Well, we make a kind of discussion talk show in a short time based on the scenarios, which was extracted from videos.
Oh, yes. I'm going to make it.
So we're going to see. Okay, this is hot. Okay, raise your hand. Okay, let's make this into a video. Recap the discussion we just had, without having to record 4 or 5 hours, because I don't see anybody is going to be forgiving for us and actually going to ever watch all those videos.
So I'll do it in 5 hours, 4 hours. I'll do it. I just review every video. I just cut it out and try to good portion to take it out. Otherwise, very difficult to prepare. We are not professional. Okay, no. Not professional. Okay, you are two of you. Us. Okay, just hey guys, we're going to now start. Okay, and take video to 10 minutes, and second session another 10 minutes. It's impossible. We cannot speak out. Just are you going to prepare some scenario? No, we cannot. We can't spare time.
Well, we can have the discussion and say, okay, this was a good discussion. Let's recap it.
Every week, okay, our discussion, and going to start discussion on some certain time of period. You're going to slow the problems, issues, concern. Then I'm going to respond to you. We're going to start discussion, right? This is some cases continue 10 minutes, some cases continue 1 hour, but depend on the week and different.
Right.
And what kind of issues we're going to concern about it, we don't know.
Exactly.
Right. So this is, I think, only the way I'm going to spend time to cut it video. Only way I know that this is we are not professional, okay? And I told you my concern is my English sentences, okay? Pronunciation is very much better, but sentences, okay? How to organize sentence. English sentence is not flat, but my sentence is very flat. So I need to improve something. You are very closer to native English speaker. You are no problem. And also old people's voices, is not good like younger people. Younger people is very straightforward to the mic accepted, but my case is not accepted. So I'm very careful to do that. So sort of things my kind of concern, right? I don't care if you're going to spend time to 2 hours, 3 hours every night. It doesn't matter. But this is, I'm going to, okay, ask the head, okay, this today's issue. You need a memo. And okay, let's go to start. Maybe you can speak out 10 minutes, 20 minutes. No. I by myself, okay? If you're going to ask question, client, what? I'm not interested. That's all, right? But that's all. That every week we discuss it is okay, from the first until the end. We are not excited all the way around. Okay, like some cases I'm sleeping 2 to 3, and I don't know what he's speaking about. But sometime, okay, afternoon I'm wake up and I'm going to attack him. Right? You are talking about this is wrong, and then he's going to get excited. This is sort of things every week. So I don't pick all of those discussions, but some of those I pick up on the YouTube. But I don't know how we're going to our UNNO News Network will go success or not. But try to make effort. But okay, today I just wrote the ball is okay. We need to care about. Okay, Japanese environment or our current Japanese is how to sell or how to advertise, how to inform European people. I mean,
right. But I think that if you really want to give something of value to your audience, you have to also kind of like take the culture into consideration.
Yeah.
So take the culture into consideration. In Dutch culture, we want to know exactly what you're going to talk about. Then we want you to talk about it, and then we want you to conclude again by just telling us what you talked about. Other than that, if it just happens to coincide, then anything, even though interesting, it's chatter. And I don't want to go to the risk of wasting 10 minutes of my time to look at a video to discover that there's nothing of interest in it.
No.
I only open the video and I watch 2 minutes and I say, I have no idea what this video is about. Stop.
No. You just watch video. Different. Very good. Did you see it?
I think.
No. My question is, all you guys see our video, my prepared video?
Recently, I don't see any video of the.
See.
But is it? Do you publish it? Because I don't see it.
Publish everything. Publish. UNNO News Network is coming many.
In Facebook?
Yeah.
Where
Facebook and also YouTube.
I don't see it.
YouTube, Facebook, yes.
So where we can find the link to the movie?
Oh, this is my name area. I have many.
We are discussing about how to deliver the information, and
usually I just YouTube, but Facebook is like this. My name and here.
So I go to Team Swing by, right, or no?
No. I'm Facebook is my name. Not Team.
Ah, is that it?
Yeah, not Team Swing. Yeah, like this. See, come here. This is my name here.
I never saw these.
Many hundreds of those. This is usually I up.
But I would estimate that it's closer to the Netherlands than it is to the United States.
I've never seen that.
never seen as a first step for the
There's more
marketing using
just move.
UNNO News Network.
Prisoner in Netherlands. And question from him.
We should use the very ordinal, typical. We should use the ordinal, the typical strategy we should use to deliver such
I think that this
Yeah, this is one of the way to distribute movies, but nobody can find that.
Huh?
Nobody can find your movie.
This is SNS. This is
I
SNS
know,
character.
I know, but nobody noticed that.
No. This one.
If you are going to use Facebook, there is a Facebook style marketing strategies. If the company tried to distribute information,
Okay, this is YouTube, right? This is YouTube, but also
no one can find
I
that.
have only Facebook.
No. You don't understand the Facebook. You know, Facebook system itself have some kind of, for example, recommendation system. But if you are not using a typical Facebook style marketing way, Facebook system cannot detect that, and Facebook system cannot deliver that information to the potential audience. That is what I'm talking about.
I don't understand what you mean.
So even if you just put, for example, the movie on your personal site, but it is hard to find.
Yeah. Why didn't you publish it to where people are subscribing, so then they will automatically see it?
Yeah.
I paid a lot of money for advertisement using Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, many times. I paid lots of money
I cannot
and
see.
prepared depend on how much money are you going to spend, expand scope for distributing. I paid a lot of money, but just advertising my book. Okay,
But
I know that, but UNNO School is different. Okay, this is I don't consider for the Facebook, but this one is actually I try to focus on YouTube, SNS, not Facebook. Okay, and I'm going to prepare the Facebook news. I show you some Facebook news here.
we should have some kind of a portal for the convenience for the audience.
I thought it was Team Swing.
Yeah, see.
Yeah. Team Simba is
This
one of the
This one is Facebook.
調査しようと思ってんだけど、
For Japanese.
じゃあ、かといってその一般の人たちっていうか、
37.
会社に働いてる人たちの、
I guess.
So that's on your personal
そういうことに対して関心持ってる
Yeah.
Uno san has
絶対持ってないし。
many channels.
Too many.
This is Uno Net News. でも、これも
This is pilot. Don't think about because this is YouTube. Okay, and
I agree with Edo-san. Edo-san, I think knows about how to do that in a practical way.
this is YouTube. This is YouTube. But if you want to submit many, nobody watch it. This is many, but some is Facebook. This is Facebook. 82.
That's on your personal.
This is English.
But how many people are subscribed to member of Team Swing By, for example, already?
Oh, Team Swing by 700.
So if you post it in there,
This is 3,000.
automatically
No. UNNO is 3,000.
your personal homepage,
3,000.
3,000 people.
So that's the reason I put my name, but not Team Swing.
But how come? Because I'm also friends with you, and I don't see it.
I cannot agree with the way you are trying to do that by using Facebook, because you just post it on the wall, but the wall itself is soon vanished, because even if you register the movie on your wall by your name, and your post I can see on my wall, but I also have more than 100 people, and your post is just one post of the 100 people's post, and soon after it gone away, and I cannot find anymore. If I coincidentally see your post, but otherwise I never able to find your movies, even if you post the movie to your phone.
That's right.
So that we should take different strategies, Facebook style strategies. Always other big company uses, for example. Posting a movie on your wall doesn't affect nothing. That's why nobody see your movie.
Oh, Facebook, yes, right. That's right. But YouTube is different. This is Facebook, right?
You can use it to promote.
YouTube is different.
In the case of YouTube, there is we can set up the channel, and we can
Brand it.
assemble the movie in the same channel.
This one. This one. UNNO News Network. Many. UNNO News Network is lot, hundreds of, right? So, but I told you, why don't you use UNNO News Network instead of WebEssence? This you are recording it, moving to WebEssence, not here.
No, I'm uploading it on my because that's my account.
Yeah, I know, but you can set up UNNO News Network. So if
Why?
you go to use
How?
UNNO Network, it's coming here.
I need to upload it on your. So I need to log into your account. Then I
No.
cannot just.
You can no. You can specify the like this. You can specify the. No, not come here. You can, but I just recording now. But I can show the. But it's like this. This one account.
Yeah. So I need to log into your account. It's not just text. That is.
You can change account.
No, I need to log into your account then. I need to use your account.
Okay, but anyway, this is YouTube.
Yes, I understand.
YouTube will use network. Facebook
But,
is just exactly what he said. So now I'm going to not Facebook. Facebook is just what he said, but YouTube is SNS. This one is typically right.
Yeah, talking about YouTube itself also have a YouTube style marketing strategy.
Access is very few.
Yeah.
But no advertisement. But some cases very high. I don't know why. Maybe this is titled globalization.
So how about read some of the, for example, if you like to use YouTube, then there are hundreds of the books about how to be the YouTuber, for example.
The
And
vlogger.
their strategy or tactics is very effective to attract the audience.
So that one
It's okay, but anyway, I just cutting, chop it out.
Mm-hmm.
So this numbering is I prepared myself, and I put on Japanese or put on English, and also I just prepare some comment on the following. This is English, Japanese. I just English. I write in Japanese or English, and gradually I'm going to revise the content, but not yet now. Okay. That's what he said. He's right. Facebook is very difficult to get. But actually, Facebook is access will going to be very easy to reach into 100. But this one, YouTube is still not famous.
Yeah, still the Facebook is very powerful marketing tools. As far as we use that Facebook alone with the Facebook.
Do you remember? Do you see this? This is only 1 week. This is 30 of those. It's only a week.
That's what I mean.
Right?
It's too much. Nobody's going to watch it.
It doesn't matter. YouTube doesn't matter. Facebook is nobody watch it, but YouTube nobody matter. 20, 30, it doesn't matter. But because always coming down here, and then they're going to check it, and they why globalization is so high viewers, because of the globalization. They're going to access globalization, come in the list. But the other is like Prisoners in Dutch. Nobody watch it, right? This is the title. So we're going to more precisely like a Chinese, Japanese, 22. The other is some cases UNNO School. UNNO School means at that time I don't know. I prepared the title yet. So that's UNNO School. Many. Uncountable. Oh my goodness, right? right? This is only the couple weeks.
The reason why
1 year, 1,000.
The reason why only the limited YouTuber can get access and can get money is because there is some specific style to make a movie just for the YouTube. That's why. Otherwise, even if the movie itself is very precious, but that is one of the just a movie.
Oh, okay. Just what you mean is like this. I build lots of
like a vlogger or.
So,
yeah, but this is not fun. Okay, for middle high or high school boys, they are making some of those things, but I'm not interested in so many things.
I give you one example.
But how about the guy that we're always watching?
This one
they
is
make
this
like
one.
history and
This one is CGS, the Toshiba no team, right?
皆さんこんにちは。チャンネルグランドストラテジー CGS メインキャストの神谷宗平です。
For one example.
このチャンネルグランドストラテジーというのは、その名の通り、国の大きな戦略、そしてまた将来ビジョンを情報を受けての皆さんと共に一緒に考えていこう。そんな趣旨で作った
the scenarios always in a very limited time.
prepared.
Yes.
No, not limited. They have staff, several staffs to prepare this.
Yes.
We can do that.
No. So that's why we have to think how to make it efficient.
So
Yeah, that
keep
that's
it
the reason why.
interesting for the people here and the people who are watching.
Right.
We are trying to target. So we need to force ourselves to come up with conclusions, I think, before we actually start to record and make a movie. If we have not reached the conclusion, then it's just a lot of content. But we cannot expect people to actually go through the effort of actually rewatching everything to see, oh, this part is interesting, or this part is not interesting.
So that one of the idea is the Edo-san's ideas that we have some kind of a summarizing or wrap up time after the lecture, so that during the lecture somebody have to make memos what we discussed and what is the reply and what was the interesting.
It was a good point or not a good point.
And 3 hours lecture and maybe 1 hour or 30 minutes wrap up.
This is famous. This is famous.
And even if we have the main points, then actually we need to maybe condense. So what is our conclusion? And force ourselves to come with a conclusion, because actually if you want to make this a learning experience also for the people here, we need to force ourselves to come up with a conclusion and a message that we have. So basically we are now discussing, we're basically exploring a lot of things and discussing a lot of things and exchanging opinions, but okay, what is our general conclusion? How did we come up? So this and this we discussed. So what is our general message here? And that message we need to record and send out, because that's also probably a learning experience for everybody here. So it forces you to listen, to absorb information, then think critically, and actually condense the essence out of it, maybe contest it, and then finally see if you can get to a common conclusion with everybody. Okay, so this is our message. This is what we want to say about globalization of Japan. This is our message this is what we are thinking about when it comes to new technologies. Otherwise, I think it's too much.
And I'll give you one tips for the YouTube movies. Most of the popular YouTuber makes the same style of the templates in a limited time, like using the same opening and the same naming, and also the same opening messages and the conclusion and background and camera angles. Those are all the outside of the contents, and kind of maybe the silly things from your aspect, but that is very important for the audience at the glance.
John Green. You remember John Green? 10-minute video about all kinds of. He delivers excellent content, but always the same thing. He always has the same thought bubble. But it's also always, it follows a kind of a pattern, which is very easy to.
I tell you, how many people they are preparing that video?
It's a lot.
20.
But I don't think that's the point.
Yes. No. He just spent a lot of money.
But I don't think that is the point. The point is basically that it's prepared, it's rehearsed, it's condensed, it gives a very clear
scenario. Yes,
right.
I know that.
Yeah. Even if
but we cannot do
there
that.
is no stuff to edit, but still we can follow that style as much as you.
Oh, okay. This is what I'm thinking. It takes time. Maybe next month I'll do that, but not now.
So keeping the style the same is the most essential, I think.
It's currently just only prepare. This is Jara, only the header. And most of the potential audience decide whether they are going to see or not before they play the movie.
Yep.
But this one, just editing and just problem proposing, and finally the conclusion here.
But if I, as a YouTube watcher, if I don't see in the first minute what this movie is about and what I'm about to learn and how am I going to benefit by watching this movie, I'm not gonna continue.
Yeah. In my case, I first see the grabs time and maybe less than 3 or 5 minutes, and the next I see the capture image, whether this movie well edited or not. I judge from the screen, static screen, before I play.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I filtered. So we should we should care about such kind of style.
Yeah, I
get more audience.
Understand.
Otherwise, nobody, even if the content itself is very precious and vast for them, but they will miss the chance.
So basically, I think we need to condense ourselves. There should be time for discussion and everything, but we don't have to record and share everything. We need to basically use the discussion as a starting point of, okay, this is our message, let's give it.
So you just keep in your mind, so you just based upon your throat, okay? You can speak up. It's no problem. Okay, so you get familiar with, maybe you're going to in your mind, okay, every 10 minutes we're going to prepare in your mind. Okay, we'll just say opinion and some conclusion, repeat it. In some cases 3 minutes, some cases 20 minutes, which is okay.
But I think we should actually strive. Right? We should strive to generate no more than 10 minutes video for an entire afternoon.
No, you can't do that. This is a big situation. It might be 3 minutes, it might be 20 minutes. No, you can't define the time.
Okay, but like the John Green movies are always 10 minutes.
Oh, this is precisely their narrative. We can
so the point is specifying the length of the movie. Yeah, I think it is okay. The length of the movie can be 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 3 minutes and 30 seconds or whatever. But the point is make it shorter.
Short.
By condensing the content into as much as the short movies.
What do you mean shorter?
For example, I said 3 minutes, but the point is not 3 minutes.
No.
Shorter movie. Sometimes 30 seconds, sometimes 5 minutes. It is okay.
Okay. Okay, if you're going to see the if you're going to see it, and some message type of YouTube is not 3 minutes.
Yeah, so that
deliver messages.
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
No, more longer.
So that's the point.
Like most favorite video is
So that the
Democracy Now.
So that point,
Is 20 minutes.
So that point is not the 3 minutes. What I'm talking about is we have to condense the essence into some specific the short time.
No, this is I think what kind of program are you going to consider? UNNO News Network is not kind of throw the ball type of
But if somebody open the movie, nothing, right?
No, like for example, most famous one with Democracy Now is short as 6 minutes, but normally they have more than 20 minutes. Because opinion video is takes time, more than 10 times, but 10 minutes. But I try to focus on 10 minutes, okay? Not longer than 10 minutes.
I understand what you said, but you are not understand the behavior of the audience of the YouTube.
Deliver message video is everything. Deliver message video is long.
I cannot agree with that.
No 3 minutes.
Most of the audience judge the movie before they start to play.
Yeah, I because I'm spending a lot of time every day. I know that you said 3 minutes, lots of 3 minutes video, but this is if you want to, I want to know that this problem, how to get solution. Never see 3 minute video. This is just introduction of what the problem is. That's all.
Basically, as a watcher, as just, and I think this is
I understand what you
general
said.
behavior. Like yesterday, I watched a movie, 1 hour and 45 minutes. Why did I spend 1 hour and 45 minutes? Because I really expected a lot of value out of that video. So I invested 1 hour and 45 minutes of my time, and I was blown away by the movie. I want to share it with you later because I believe that this captures the essence of the not only technology but also the society. The change that society is going to go through. But it's all about I need to be pretty damn sure about the value that I get before I even open that video. If we do not make clear that I'm going to see something that at the end of the movie I will have such a strong message, I have such a strong idea. Otherwise, why would I invest even 10 minutes of my time? If it's not clear to me that I can get value, I wouldn't even open it.
Yeah. So we already have so many contents already, and the Franchi maybe have to select the most well organized, edited short version of the movie, several, maybe less than 10, and using these 10 movie, make some kind of short movie version channel, and if you not put the opening title, then re-edit the short movie by attaching the opening the pictures screens, and to make the YouTube watchers have some kind of impression this movie is well organized, and the time elapsed time is not so long, so that to make them have some kind of impression to open that movie. Then once they open the movie and they realize the importance of the movie, then they are going to maybe visit the longer version. So that we also attach some kind of a link for the longer version channel or something. There is a there is a kind of a movie trailer style strategy. 1 minute is okay. Yeah.
フルバージョンにペイドでショートバージョン I think short version is
by the way, I'm every day 8 hours watching YouTube, okay? And I never watch less than 5 minutes. I never watch YouTube, but because within 5 minutes they can deliver any message, okay? no solution. More than 6 minutes. At normally 10 minutes. Around plus minus 5-10 minutes. And this is very good prepared message, but delivered message. So that's the reason my conclusion 10 minutes. Okay. So this is very, but democracy now is my favorite channel. But that is at least 20 minutes. But this is too long.
So that talking about the trailer version, we should not put every essence into that movie. Just the opening is also okay. As far as the YouTube watcher who opened that trailer feels something inside, something continuous.
I know that they said the subscribe screen coming here, and I don't check it. Just hit in 10 minutes, like this. Many just you said 3 minutes. Many video.
Right.
I've never seen it. Okay, they propose a problem. That's all. And then my question, so what? And then this 3 minute video at the end, subscribe, and just click it, and they're going to what you said 10 minutes or 20 minutes videos coming out. But I don't spend for just useless for 3 minutes. Video. I don't have time.
Yeah, but if we wanna give them a clear message, then we need to prepare our discussion to be able to give a clear message and not a discussion. Because in discussion you're exploring, right? You're going a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. You listen to what the other person says, and then you deepen your understanding, and then if things go well, it's a good discussion. You come to a deeper understanding on both sides, and you agree on a common conclusion. Now, you don't have to go through this.
For example, democracy now is a global problem raising video. This 36, 8:30, 10:30, 12:30, 12:30, 11:30, 9:50, 11:20, 12:52, 10 minutes, 70, 80 minutes. 11 minutes, 11. This is based on this. Democracy now is most favorite. That 10 to 20. This is a typical case. She's 10 minutes okay, we can say opinion.
It is not the issue of the time.
No. I'm target time. It's the 10 minutes, cutting around 10 minutes. 10 minutes we can say the opinion.
But Uno-san, I understand what you said. But the reason why people feels they would like to have a mind to open that movie is already those people have a the people have some kind of confidence that he or she can speak some valuable things. That's why. Or even I don't know each phase of this movie personally, but it looks like
that 10 to 15 minutes. And 10 to 15 minutes is not co-speaker. More than 10 minutes, 20 minutes, they select 3 or 5 co-speakers. Like a 58 1 hour, this is documentary plus co-speakers, 3 or 4 co-speakers on the screen. But normally the 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah. That's the same standard. I just out of democracy now the best opinion programs in the world. So I just try to content scenario is very similar to us. They don't provide short video.
But those movies are made by many staffs based on
this one,
right?
Democracy now? I don't know how many, but I think John Green the same, 20 staff, 20 staff there.
John Green probably has
20.
He started to do it with his brother, 20. But now there are actually other John Green style channels, not about history but about economics and other fields. It's for educational purposes, so it becomes more and more professional. professional, but they started with a simple format.
And also his video is 10 minutes, but actually recording I think more than 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cut it.
I think probably more. I wouldn't be surprised if he spends a day recording it, but and then cut it up, but the content then is condensed. So if I invest 10 minutes, I know that they're well spent because he always has good content.
Okay, this is UNNO News Network, and this one is okay. And this Japanese strategy for globalization. This is 31. This is I edited. Cut.
My recording
English. This is cut 10 times.
Can I see the opening video? But nobody's studying UNNO School, and I writing many books, and I go so that I'm doing studying UNNO School.
This
I
one
like
is
to have the openings.
Oh, this one because not yet.
The same template.
February 3rd, not yet.
Against.
And mid-February I prepared the opening, but this one is no opening.
Don't give up, okay? And
So
China,
not ending.
the rest of my life.
But this one is cut 10 times.
100 days later, 100%.
Maybe ending. They don't have it.
You know. But
No, not ending. But like this. Usually I prepare the header. Now this is March.
that's wrong. They're always doing that.
This March. From March I prepared header.
Japanese
3 seconds, 2 seconds. But from next month I prepare the picture in front of video.
Right.
Okay. And the end of video I'm going to short video. I just put it on the video. Every video. And what I'm using is
And you can also set the opening picture. So if it doesn't start
this one I move. And this one editing is here. Right? So just hit that and prepare.
States can join by just voting
Just you speak.
by ratifying it themselves. So
This one is Monday. Oh,
Hey, there's an American there.
oh,
I think what's going to
this is Wednesday night. Like this. So, okay. My message is very simple. Artificial intelligence is okay, and chatting okay. But 4 hours we're going to focus on maybe 2 hours, 1 hour, depending on the time period. Okay, and every week and sometime 4 hours we are exciting. Not 4 hours is impossible, right? And always first 1 hour I'm reluctant to join, discuss, and I'm very calm. And next hour usually I'm so tired sleeping, and exciting after 3 p.m. and we're going to criticize your presentation, suppose, and you get exciting. Then we try to debate 1 hour, and both of us good condition. We're going to continue another 1 hour until 5, and more you are exciting and maybe 5:30. It's sort of things every week. And just what he said, okay, ideally, okay, if you have money and if you have organization, maybe we can prepare the subscription. And okay, Ed, we're going to use this one. Do you remember I provided material before a couple years ago? I prepared a lot, okay, but not now.
Sure.
Not now. Yeah. So I think you're busy, so okay, just get together and every Saturday, even if you're so busy, come here and just sit here and just speak out. But my concern is why we are doing here. Okay, so this is, I think, Japanese politics and economy, whatever. We're going to deliver message to the rest of the world. Okay, we're going to give them who we are, what Japanese, who we are, what Japanese. So deliver message to Dutch people, whatever. And so far, I don't care about who's going to build the video, okay? And because we don't have time to consider for that. And this video is just from this March, I just put on head and trailer, right? Then I'm going to insert heading picture and trailer video. I'm going to do it from April, but not now. And I don't consider any advertisement yet, but most important is what's we seriously consider for Japan. Okay, we seriously consider for Japan. We are favor for Japan. We're going to give them information for the Japanese because, as you know, the Japanese is politician or government officials. They never deliver message to the world, right? So we can do that. This is my, as you know, Al Jazeera, as you know, CCTV Africa, CCTN, they have lots of video in the CCTN, Chinese, but they never talking about China. They are always talking about what is the best solution for this country, right? But this is, their awareness is so huge. But my responsibility, our responsibility is we're going to deliver the message to the rest of the world who we are.
But then we have to make sure that the message is reached, right?
No. You always keep in your mind, okay? We're going to deliver a message. We try to do something. So that's the reason we just discuss debate, right?
Right, but then basically we should come to a conclusion together and then wrap that up and send that out.
No, liberal arts is usually we have no conclusion. We have no conclusion. Culture is culture. Lifestyle, no conclusion. Currently, who we are. So we give them, okay, we just artificial intelligence, who we are. What kind of level do we consider? Maybe we are not almighty. We don't know everything at all, but we can give them who we are.
I think the wrap up should not be always some kind of conclusion result, but just the summarization is also okay, I think.
Okay, yeah, I tell you, this is Zara.
What was the point?
Zara, but no, this is 10 minutes just cutting that. But fine.
This is result at the end. So
last 30 seconds.
Cost and sales price is different. No relationship at all.
Zara.
Japanese is true.
Just a moment.
Japanese always thinking about cost and sales price, trying to connect it. They are very honest and benevolent people. It means from Chinese aspect, how these guys are stupid, crazy. Always thinking about 5% profit rule. Right? Doing 5%. That's the reason they cannot get growth. Country, they can get profit.
This is the conclusion.
If I were the watcher, I soon after close the movie because
there's a period of time.
Somehow what is the reason of the noise on the voice?
Noise is speaker. That's a cut it out. Speakers cause noise, so take this speaker.
Speaker?
This speaker take noise. So I just try to cut it. Only this speaker is very good. Okay, but if you connecting mic and speaker cause noise after recording. But while recording we can recognize. But the recording is just pick up the speaker's noise.
So that the audience also hear that noise.
Yes. So that I try not to use this.
If that is so, again we should solve that issue. Solve that issues.
Yeah, this I ask him to don't.
It doesn't have to do with the content itself, but if you try to get more the audience, improving such kind of it's just a trivial thing, but
may I ask you a question, Kimoto-san? So what would be your benefit to send a message who is Japanese to the rest of the world? I mean, is that worthwhile for you to come to UNNO School and to participate every week?
He had different object.
So I'm a little bit worried about that because they are your customers actually. Oh, well,
targeting.
right,
Targeting.
right. So, what kind of benefit do the people who actually invest their time and their money to come to UNNO School? What kind of benefit do they get out of this objective of the UNNO News Network?
I think in the world there is many MBA schools,
Right.
and I don't think MBA student is not good for the UNNO School.
Right.
I think AMP class is suitable for UNNO School.
A and B.
AMP, Advanced Management Program,
Ah.
the Harvard Business School.
Okay.
MBA level is not good for UNNO School.
Right.
But over the MBA
Right.
is good.
Okay.
How do you prepare the AMP program, Advanced Management Program? That is a graduated people for the MBA.
MBA.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But, okay. Well, I'm glad to hear
And
that.
students in the learning in the Matsuhita Seikei Juku. That class is fitable.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I assume that there should be something in there that's also for you. That you can say, okay, well, I learned something, pick something up.
Maybe
Not making a video for foreigners to listen, but actually to take something away for yourself. So how can we make? So that's basically the question. So if we are focusing on bringing a message, what do Japanese people think about? How do we combine that with your objectives of coming to UNNO School and
people should learn the three types of skills: technical skill, human skill, conceptual skill. UNNO School is focused on conceptual skill. That is very senior people.
Okay. So conceptual skill means comprehension, abstraction, and
Yes,
deduction.
make a strategy, make a vision, make a new world.
Right, but that actually requires us to come up with conclusion and recommendations steps. That means introducing a problem, then explaining your position based on which elements, and then giving a recommendation. So what we are doing is we are exploring, we are learning things, but I don't see we are actually yet making clear recommendations. Okay, we're going to do this, that, and the other. Now, maybe we do not have time for that, but perhaps it could actually be of added value that we say, okay, the content of every Saturday afternoon should be a maximum of 3 hours, and then we need to force ourselves to come to some kind of conclusions or recommendations. That means summarizing it, debating the pros and cons, and forcing ourselves to actually record a very concise introduction, body, conclusion. So based on this, that is what we have to say about this topic. 高橋さ
OK 待ってました
デッドタイヤ。
ん、どう思いますか？
待ってました
どう思います？ He's dead tired.
No bored
Bored.
Yeah, so you may find, you may notice that the discussion after the UNNO, the ball, then it's got pointy edge.
I don't think I can follow what you're saying.
Say again 高橋 say again
Yes, the discussion after the ball from UNNO has got the robot. Then I also sure that the Edison is going to go in detail in the later part of the original presentation. So it's like the time for the warming up to share basic information.
Right.
Then you gotta put the ball for discussion. So I think this was what is gonna happen. Maybe 1 hour ago or 2 hours back. That's what I mean.
I don't understand what you mean. So basically, basically, okay. So
No, he doesn't. He doesn't understand your English.
No. I think he perfectly understood. So we no. I'm basically what Takai-san is saying is that we were in the introduction to come up to a. So basically, you need to take a few steps to get into the discussion part, and you need to have the elements to actually build your story, to create the model, to create the narrative. That is my standpoint. But then Ono-san kicked the ball, and but then the discussion was going to happen, and that's where I lost you.
Now I'm watching and hearing, then yeah, I said what happened in the beginning part is you just kick off the presentation,
right,
by touching upon some general information,
right.
But I'm sure that's not the core part of your presentation.
No.
It's not the core message of your presentation.
No.
But the Unno-san always wanted to get the core part first.
Right.
So
right.
So he wanted to throw the ball to get the point
first.
Just getting it straight.
Yeah.
Then the discussion happened after that ball from Unno-san. For me, is get the ball. I mean, the discussion has got the pointy.
Right.
The pointy edge on the discussion, I feel.
Right.
So that was what Unno-san wanted to make for the core as a core discussion in the school. Then for me, okay, whatever the topic is, the Japanese was what the Japanese has been doing in, for example, in the businesses, and as we always discuss what's the meaning, what's the outcome of this. What Japanese have been doing is they want the fixed the conclusion-led discussion, and also seems like they're discussing scientifically discussing the science, or the discussion is fully based on like bureaucratic context, or the short-sighted political context. So there is not seeing any type of like derivative discussion. So without doing that, the discussions, because the debatable issue has many aspects, many meanings for each person. So it's not easy. It's easy to get one conclusion. This is just simple message on this issue. It's not easy, and what we should do it.
Yeah, exactly right. I understand what you mean. But first of all, your English is getting better, but time goes by. Kimoto is also getting better. I understand what you mean.
So basically, you say we should not force ourselves to give a clear message.
Yeah, this is sometimes the discussion is and step forward and then back and forth, then sometimes getting off the track of original one. But that is also meaning for those who wants to go outside of Japan. Do something more effective to send message as opinion maker. So otherwise, so just saying this is our quality of the science and result of the research. So nobody doesn't care. So just for some handling the AI and deep learning or deep mind. It's just discussion about scientifically to discuss this issue. So that doesn't go out of what Japan has done so far. So it doesn't make any difference. So what Japan has done is, for example, how to socialize this new technology. So we shouldn't be led by technology. We shouldn't be led by something new from outside. So we should emulate the new society by utilizing the new technology.
Exactly. So that's why we basically first need to see, okay, what kind of new technology is and what are the impacts of those that new technology. I'm a little bit worried about one aspect though, and that is that's the viewer side. If we really want to target, I completely agree with you from our perspective, from the way that we have to take a step forward, step back, throw the ball, etc. But I don't think that there is anybody out there skimming the internet, looking for information that is going to watch through our skirmishes to discover, to get to deeper understanding about how things are functioning in Japan and how we can move forward if we do not edit it, if we do not make it fit the expectations that this person has, and this person meaning anyone outside of Japan that we would like to target. As I'm worried that even though it might be valid for ourselves to come to a deeper understanding, it will not fit the person at the other end of the line, the person that we want to talk to. And sure, maybe sometimes it's not simple, it's not straightforward, it's not easy to come with a conclusion because there's many different sides. But if you don't have a message, everybody outside of Japan will stop listening. Because what's in it for me?
I don't want to prioritize the word, but the conclusion and opinion and message are different. I think we haven't discussed or the UN, the Muslims been discussing is not the one without message and opinion. So even if it cannot be a conclusion, but the good discussion, help discussion, for me has always the based on the effort of creating some of the output as message and the opinions. Then also I feel it's not easy to find any video on YouTube with just a clear conclusion on the debatable issue.
I'm not so sure I agree. Furthermore,
or was delivering the clear message like it's not like the debate, it's not like the discussion and dealing with some opinions, but the sharing the information what's happening in, for example, in Africa, and that 10 minutes, the convert video that the UNNO they usually cited, John Green. That's not discussion. That's not the opinion. This short sessions to sum up some histories.
Oh, I wouldn't say that John Green is specifically very objective about it. Not at all. He always takes position.
Yeah, but it's not everything is objective.
No. He drives his point home, and obviously by choosing because history is very subjective. What you tell, what you don't tell. He's always creating a narrative, which I like because I usually agree with his opinion. But
what we are doing is based on that video, then adding to the video some of other issues and some of the other aspects of debating that topic. Then you have a discussion with UNNO-san. Then also connecting some part of Japan, some issues of what Japan should do.
Okay.
So we shouldn't expect Japan to study what was discussed, what was concluded.
We should not expect that, but that's exactly what we want to broadcast.
Yeah, broadcast doesn't mean we have to be able to conclude it. The conclusion.
So you think we can get an audience for that?
Sorry?
So you think we can get an audience for that?
Get audience on
to observe our conclusion. To observe our discussion, sorry, not our conclusion.
That is I think one of what UNNO-san was to send as message. So as I'm sure you always facing of these issues to Japanese side, the discussion in Japanese side is always one-sided. Then when get the sheet for some conference and discussion, then everything has been ready. Then they cannot move anywhere from what they prepared.
Right. Okay. So not having an open discussion, you mean? Right.
So that is as this also the discussed before, our education is not just focusing on the scientific approach, the mathematics, and whatever as we have been doing in the school from elementary to university.
Right.
But still, while some of the discussion is the mentioning that we need some more the capability to do something else, especially in doing something outside Japan to get more engaged in international society. But the education has not changed. Then some training in the company remains the same. So how come we cannot change anything? Just sticking with the scientific approach of training and education.
Right. Yeah. So that's not exactly
So what the many of the Japanese feels comfortable in attending some seminar, attending some education class.
Right. So this is different.
Of in-house work.
Right.
Then it always the content is arranged by the seller.
Right.
As they can understand easily.
Right. Yeah. So
they can feel educated.
Right. Okay. So
I can understand this issue. Then I get they may feel that they are build this one.
Right. Okay.
It's not how it's gonna work.
No. Okay. So but basically, I mean, like basic. What we so if we would. What I'm proposing, that basically that we've been talking a lot about UNNO News Network and what we want to do with it. But now, okay, so what exactly is the essence that we have been discussing? Because we've been spending a lot of time. But what do we think it's important? I think that some points out a number of issues about how to promote your content and how to form your content, and we are divided among the necessity to actually summarize and to actually put our point across, or by basically cutting up our content in pieces. I have 3 hours and 31 minutes on my recorder here. But what exactly?
I think I think we gotta make it easy and the simple that we'll keep in mind that the aspect that you mentioned. So we will always keep in mind what is the essence of this topic.
So what exactly do we want to say? What is our give our message to the rest of the world that requires a message?
Yeah, so that we will be also educated by creating discussions.
So,
for example, today, just starting by sharing general information of AI, but we have to keep in mind that we should debate about this topic, not in general matter, just sharing the information in general way, but we should go in detail to the reaching at some essential point, the essence of this discussion for us that we want to take outside.
Right, but so okay, of course there is a point to all this, and of course that is coming together. But okay, I can start to make my argument, but it will completely miss the point if you're not prepared to listen to the narrative. Because like if you
so in that case when someone mentioned something,
right,
then also it was not exactly the same as what Udo-san the ball they thrown by Udo-san. But I was also thinking, what is the essence of this discussion from you about AI? Yeah, I know a little bit about the AI and what's going on.
Right.
The taking over the ability of the human.
Right.
But how that situation can be turned out to be some essence and debatable issue.
Exactly. So, but that is the discussions. First, we need to know, okay, what is it, and what potential can it have to our society? That is up for discussion. That's up for debate. That's up for so how significant? What is the impact of that on our society? So that's the next step. What does everything have?
Yeah. So that's why I said I was sure you're going to touch upon the political point.
Right.
Eventually, but then that was the time for me just the thinking in mind.
Right.
What could be the core discussions, and if possible, I will be prepared.
Okay, so let me. Okay, so this is also a good a heads up to me. So basically, what I will do next is I will start with the discussion and then provide the data, the proof, as you may say, or what is this based upon afterwards. So
no. Takashi mentioned different. And okay, just we're going to propose problem issues. This is easily every newspaper, every media outlet, we're going to provide kind of information. But what Takashi mentioned is, okay, we're going to additional, more in-depth, he's scientific.
Right.
What I'm talking about, forensic. Okay, forensic message we can deliver for audience. They are going to receive the more depth of detailed information about more depth of detailed problem issues. Then we don't need any conclusion. You think it. Okay? You think it, and later after this our presentation, I'll give you the opportunity to think more depth of detail. Then you consider what you're going to do next. So, okay, this is kind of level art. We don't have conclusion. Always we're going to propose issues, problem, but this different is kind of detailed discussion. I've never seen any other media in Japan. Of course, I find that in overseas media they have a lot, but not Japanese. So this is what I'm doing. That's Takashi mentioned. This is a point. Okay, we not data. Okay, this is we're going to give them more detailed consideration, more depth of detail. Okay, Japanese not like that. Okay, we are thinking about detailed issue, detailed concern. So I'm going to give you some what we are thinking about. So then you can think it. Okay, you can judge it. This is what we are doing, right? So this is what we have done before. So he said that.
But I think that we're doing that for us,
not for us, for the outside people.
Okay, so that's where I'm not in agreement.
Or maybe you are us because you are not Japanese. This is the right answer, okay? But I'm Japanese, not for us, okay, for them. I throw the ball for them. But I don't have a conclusion, I don't have a result, but you can think it. But I'll give you more detailed insight with forensic information, give data for you, so you can think it. This is all the way around, I'm thinking. Do you remember that? Just exactly, I just delivered message at the end of the video. Not conclusion. Current situation, we have lots of issues. Okay, throw the ball. That's it. This is what Takashi mentioned.
I'm very worried that okay, yeah. So this is what we want to say, but I wonder who wants to listen. I really wonder.
Yeah.
Who
No.
That is,
you listen.
That is the point, because what we're doing is not what the current is expecting, and not what feel comfortable. So what they feel comfortable is, okay, any context of easy understanding and what they feel they know.
So I mean, if people are really interested in that, maybe not a YouTube movie, but more something where they can actually engage in the discussion and participate. Maybe an open platform like a Google Hangout would be a more appropriate platform to reach.
I've never seen that, like Japanese or Dutch people discussing certain issues. I never see it in YouTube. Okay, German people, French and Dutch people watching this video, watch our YouTube, and they think about how this Dutch is talking about, how Japanese talking about. They are very interested in it, and they don't expect any conclusion. Okay, so most concern is lots of cases we have different opinion. We discuss a lot, right? And this process of discussion is very important. This is what Takashi said.
Yes.
Okay, and Japanese people. Okay, I tell you, none of Japanese people cannot persuade overseas people, especially European people. Very difficult to persuade, right? So, what we are doing every week. Okay, so this is important. This process is important. And you said, okay, none of European people will not watch this video. No. This is never kind of discussion. I've never seen any other place. I tell you, did you see any YouTube somewhere? No.
Well, I can be skeptical, but why do you think that is?
No. None of those. That's the reason why I just tried to do that. Also this morning, American guys joined, but this morning the American guys he have nothing in the intellectual area for Japanese history. But Wednesday night he just talking about Egypt and Middle East. He speak a lot, but I told him, no, you're different. You're wrong thinking. Sort of discussion we did, okay, last Wednesday. But sort of thing we discussed with American people more easy to discuss, but European people not easy. But we are doing very rare. You cannot find that any video in the world. No, Japanese and the Dutch can discuss. No, you can find that any place. This is very rare. Don't misunderstand that. And so and some conclusion. Takashi said, no, we don't need any conclusion. Just a discussion. Deep discussion is good enough. This is forensic, we so called, right? Yeah. This is very important. We can find that's the reason why NHK cannot do that. UK newspaper can do that, and also supersede Al Jazeera. Do you see those videos, right? But but this is a CCTV. But this kind of discussion is very rare. And European people, if you're going to watch this discussion, they are very interested in. Maybe you can recognize. I by myself. Okay, if you're going to see video, what the hell this Japanese talking about? This is crazy. Maybe some Dutch people thinking about that. How are you going to read this conclusion? But you don't going to read the conclusion. So what? Okay, you can see the next video. This is so what? I mean, my intention. Finally, we don't any conclusion because this is culture different, and also background different, also education background different, singular different. Of course, different. But difference, but also we need to some area, we just common area. We just some portion can make agreement with each other. This is important. But fully we understand, fully consensus make a conclusion. No, it's impossible. Dutch and Japanese, we can make the same conclusion, same message. It's impossible. Just Takashi mentioned.
Yeah.
I tell you, not data.
I'm very worried. I'm very worried. I'm not convinced that there are people outside of Japan who are actually interested in following this discussion.
Okay.
Not sure.
You okay? This is that people okay satisfied. You're satisfied. Just a video is maybe no impact for the European people. They feel worrying. Okay, just worrying much. What Edo is talking about, this I'm very much concerned about. Weird, right? Weird. So this is very valuable, right? This is Takashi's intention. Okay, just I try to give him the speaking out. How do you think? What my opinion? I'm going to visit.
No, I'm worried. I definitely understand what you're saying, Takashi-san, but I'm very worried about how many people are prepared to actually open the videos without a clear indication about what on earth we are going to discuss about. Maybe one.
Yeah, we could. If we could have, we could have some technique at some of the submission. The ways we have been processing that discussion step by step, starting the beginning and finally reaching at the essence or core part of the discussion. But we can edit the conclusion at first. The emphasizing this is a video of having the conclusion,
right?
Or not conclusion, the message, or
right.
the everybody
right.
to you.
Right.
Then how and why we reach at this, the message and opinion. This is a process 1 or phase 1.
Yeah. So this
phase 2 and phase 3.
Yeah, and I believe that there should be the phase 0 to draw the attention. Before they open the movie.
So that is another story to make, to how make it.
Yeah, that is outside of the content. So, but
attractive is different from how we could actually discuss in a good way.
Also, Okay, we're going to closing. And if Ed satisfied his opinion, his idea, this network, I'm not satisfied, okay? And if European people watch this YouTube, they are frustrating. This is my intention. Okay? Why? why, Japanese opinion is persuading Dutch people. European people frustrating. Oh, the yellow monkey, what he's speaking out, This is very important. So series of, video I'm going to prepare. Then, they are watching this video. But they're watching this video. They are not satisfied. Okay? But this is Japanese. And Edo is also frustrating. I don't care. Okay? So, it's my conclusion. This is conclusion.
Oh, this is good. Very good. We reached a conclusion at last.
Okay? So, it's finished today's session, right? Okay. Okay? Takahashi, okay?